Wake up, Juju. Time to go to work.
All right, can we talk about
Wake up, I get it, Wake up, I get it, I go with everyone saying I'm up next. It's not my fault that the vocals are gold, that making the haters so upset. My life is a movie, the way that I roll. They saying I'm goofy, but baby, you know I'm making everybody upset. Cause we the best, how we get wrecked, and I know we gonna get bread, we gonna get bread. We gonna get bread, we gonna get bread. We gonna get bread, we gonna get bread.
Hi, I'm Devon Bostik.
Hi, I'm Barbie Ferreira.
Hi, I'm Chandler Levack.
Hi, I'm Juliette Gariépy.
Hi, I'm Stanley Simons.
This is Mila and Kicks, and you're on Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy.
Thank you so much for coming, guys, and talking to me. Like, I was getting really lonely with my friends in this little room, and now you guys just filled it out really nicely. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. I really appreciated your movie because I feel like this is a very important movie in culture, mostly because we get to learn more about Canadian culture, which is very important because, you know, for no reasons relating to our current political climate here in the States. But I'm always been a big fan of the Canadian culture, and it's nice to have what I like to call a young adult coming of age film. Right, and that's what the vibes that I was getting from this. You always get the coming of age films with teenagers and them trying to figure it out. How often do you get you're in your 20-somethings and you just keep trying to get it together and mess it up and those things? So as a director, can you talk to me about kind of putting this type of movie together for a specific audience of the young adult and how it's okay to mess up sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I think Canada is having a moment, you know? We're not your 51st state. We're our own damn country.
I mean, yeah.
And, you know, you're starting to see with things like Heated Rivalry and Nirvana, the band, the show. And I feel like this is an incredible moment for Canadian culture. And it's so exciting to see people obsessed with Montreal. Yeah. And nobody is having gay hockey sex in this movie. Unfortunately.
That's what people are going to see it for.
You do get to see I consider this movie really a horror movie about
yes, we'll talk about that. Yeah, 100%.
The horrors of being in your early 20s and what it's like to date a guy in a band. And this ensemble of actors really brought that together so beautifully with so much warmth and charisma and humor. And so I think for me, when I moved to Montreal in my mid-20s in the summer of 2011, it really felt like the most exciting time to be alive. Right. And at the epicenter of this incredible music scene when you were kind of seeing the birth of bands like Tops and Grimes, Mac DeMarco, and it was really exciting. But I also had severe social anxiety. So I guess I really like making movies about confused young people that are really messy and imperfect and are kind of trying and failing to get it together, and the movie almost has to force them to they don't want to learn any lessons. They kind of keep making the same mistakes over and over again. And I think Barbie's just such a charismatic actress that she really imbues that character with so much relatability.
Yes. I like that you let's talk about Barbie for a second, because I feel like you really have something on your hands when you're talking to the TV. And I'm Black, I talk to all the movies that I watch, and I'm always just kind of what are you doing? Stop this! He's not even
a Tyler Perry movie. Basically,
listen, it's the Tyler Perry movie of Canada. I would like to get on that. But for you, Barbie, when you read the script and you saw your character, what was your personal relationship with the decisions that she made? Did you hate her for a little bit? Did you understand her more? What was that kind of like?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in New York, so I'm a Brooklyn girl. I've been in Queens. I've lived everywhere. So I feel like there's a similar kind of vibe that Grace and I had, where we're figuring out bands and art scene, creative scenes, and these cities that seem so much bigger than you, and your eyes are just wow, the new thing. So when I read the script, I just thought it was so wonderful. I thought it was so funny and cutting, and it just reminded me of the kind of characters that I like, which are just pretty unlikable yet likable girls. You almost can't you can't tell which one it is. I think those are the most complicated, nuanced takes on being a young woman, because it's true. You're in your 20s, you make endless mistakes. I sure have. So I'm it felt so relatable, but also you want to shake her and be girl, do the book. Just do the book.
I've said that so many times.
Just write the book.
I was literally, you have this opportunity to do the book. You're gonna go see a band to hope to get some some D. Like
And who hasn't been there?
I mean, who hasn't been that
in their 20s? You're
bad,
like work
to be
or
honest.
relationship. Who knows?
And I also want to say this, like, I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed that you're not coming back for Euphoria, which is, but I like to put some headcanon in my head. This is your Euphoria epilogue right here.
Period.
You know what I'm
if we went back in time, honestly, true. That
You know?
could be it. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
this is.
Kat just moving to Montreal.
You should get some bangs,
Can we-
and she goes to Montreal.
Can we canonize this right now? Like,
Canadian version.
let's not talk to Sam. Let's just like make this the thing.
You can make everything Canadian version. I appreciate it.
Okay, for sure. Oh, heck
Let's
yeah.
do it.
I'm down. Canadian universe. Let's go. Now, Devon, you are such a sweetheart in this movie. Like you're.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just. But here's the thing. I was fighting in my mind because, again, a lot of my Canadian education and culture came from Degrassi. And I hated you very much in Degrassi.
Yes, I apologize for that as well, for the death of JT. I'm sorry.
You were. Thank you for like acknowledging that you were the thing that kicked all of that off.
It
So-
was sort of the spark that burnt down the heart of the show. I mean, look, I love JT so much.
He was
but
my favorite
He had to
character,
go.
so thank you.
Yeah.
He had to go.
And by had to go, I mean he had to go to college in real life.
Oh,
so
that is true.
So someone had to
Okay.
stab him to death.
Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that back.
Yeah, but no, I'm not pro Lakehurst. I'm not pro stabbing JT. But it
You were
had to
playing
happen.
a character that just maybe you don't have to go. But again, like talk to me about kind of like going from that to going to Roderick to now playing just this sweetheart that's just so endearing, and you got your own hangups. Like every time you said it's personal reasons, I was like, oh, I want to know about these personal reasons.
Yeah, I mean, it was so great to do this because I feel like for the last probably from I guess maybe I was gonna say Roderick onward, but for a large portion of my career has been playing kind of guys whose like face is burnt off and ends up dead in the toilet. So to like just play a guy that I kind of related to, who moving to Montreal. I had a tons of friends coming from Toronto going to Montreal, and like I would go visit, and being an Anglophone in Montreal and pissing off everyone there is like such a relatable experience. Right? I mean, it's horrible to have, and I don't blame you guys.
So sorry.
So to just sort of play a guy, just period, was honestly such a joy. Yeah, it was really refreshing, and I was like, I remember smoking this much weed. Like this, it was easy to sort of slip into. So yeah.
Not saying that you were at all this bad of a character in your previous ones, as like let's say Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones, where he's like the most heinous person, but then you see him in real life, and you're like, oh, he's a sweetheart.
Right.
It was cool to just kind of see you just go from assholes to this is you, and now like I would get a beer with you. I don't even drink. That's how much I would get a beer with you.
We can get non-alcoholic.
Let's get Shirley Temples together.
That's nice.
Yeah. Listen,
Devon's had
Let's go.
an incredible career. Like he's worked with Bong Joon-ho, he's worked with Christopher Nolan. It's just like unbelievable. He's like the Highlander of like cinema, like everywhere.
I don't know what to say. I'm like, I'm just a very lucky guy. So,
listen,
yeah.
the Highlander of cinema. We are coining that right here, right now.
Highlander.
Get wrecked. All right, Chandler, I want to talk about you, man, because like this guy, I kept like no looks. I just keep thinking to myself, you're not that cute. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not, like, I'm not saying you're not that cute, but I'm like, you know how like when people act a certain way and like their personality is like, this guy, like he just so like, what's it called? Pretentious in the music scene and things of that sort. Imagine like crafting that character and like making him so, I don't want to say unlikable, but like still like able to fawn over. Talk to me about crafting that. Like, I just want to know.
I mean, it's a composite of a few people that I may have interacted with.
Is it real life inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, the movie's like so much. Like I think it's like that. I think that's the horror movie aspect of it. It's like the audience kind of knows something, but when you're like locked into that kind of like obsessive crush on somebody, you're like seeing them the way God sees them or something. It's just so powerful. So. I think that's kind of what was so fun about like kind of flipping the like rom-com trope on its head, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's very classic kind of structure of this like love triangle, but it's just like one side of the love triangle is like falling off the playing field or something. But I think what Stanley did with this role was like just so incredible because he does bring so much warmth and vulnerability to it. And, when he's singing the Korean Supermarket on the Roof, which is an original song that Stanley wrote, like it's like such a magical moment, and he's
Yeah.
just, he is like so.
It was a really great moment right
Yeah.
there. But that's what I think you do really well when creating, like, you know, working with Stanley is like, you know, it opens up the heart of the character. Someone who comes off as just kind of like, I know more about music than everybody, and just kind of, it's in that scene, right? And then when he starts singing that song, you get it, and you're just kind of like, wow, like, this is so really cool. But I also to Stanley, to you as an actor, like, I think it speaks a lot that you can, like, almost, I learned this thing that Tom Cruise does. This is going to sound like a weird aside, but I learned that Tom Cruise does this thing where in order to not seem recognized in public, because he's Tom Cruise and that's hard to do, he is such a good actor that he somehow turns off his Tom Cruise persona so that when you see him in person, you're like, is that Tom Cruise or is that not? But he's like acting as like a regular person. And I feel like for you, you're a handsome dude, but like your personality made you unhandsome in the role. And I was like, is this the guy that we're fighting over? But then you turn it up and you turn it off. And like, can you talk to me about just kind of like changing your aura as this character? Because again, I think it's very impressive.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, it's down to Chandler's script at the end of the day. Like, she wrote a great script, and I've been in bands before. My brother's a musician, and I've been around a lot of lead singers, and I feel like there is a dichotomy there where and an ego there where they can be like the most attractive person out there, maybe not even looks wise, but like just as from an aura perspective.
Right.
And then you know, and then they like on stage, for example, and then they speak, and then you're like, oh.
Many such cases.
And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Like, I was like having fun, like you know, doing the music was kind of challenging, but you know, it was also really fun to do, and yeah, like, I think that informed that character, because like when I was on stage and doing the music, it kind of was, I was able to be like free and be like kind of like sweet and nice, and then once I started speaking, it kind of changed a bit, I think.
I felt your character was just very interesting in that way, because there is that kind of like, oh wow, and then you know again, those changes were just so great. And as I was watching in my bed, I was like, everyone's killing it in these roles. Like, it's just so great. Now, can I call you Juju? Because I feel like we had a bonding moment when we came here. Like twin, like let's go twin. I feel like you're like kind of like this very nice constant in the movie, right? Like, you have this new person who comes into your life, and I could just tell that you want just a girlfriend. Like, you just want someone to hang out with. And to see you get punished with Barbie's actions, like, I worried about you like quite a bit.
We're all worried for her.
But you just like come at this role with like this kind of like steely like resolve, like you don't want to be pushed on, but like you give just a little because you have all this hope and everything. And I just got to know, like, was this built off of experiences that you've had in your life that you kind of like informed? Like, were you like channeling Barbie from somebody else that you like talked to in the past?
Interesting. I mean, I feel like I've been in a position of the asshole at some point too, you know? And of course, learning to live with roommates and stuff, you kind of like have to get a grip on hygiene and respect. So honestly, I feel like in my life, being around girlfriends, I've always like put a lot of caution with my friendships and stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of people pleasing that also comes into that. And when there's safety, the people pleasing just becomes care and tenderness, but it can switch. And I feel like living in Montreal, there's a lot of students, and they all live together, and they all do drugs together, and it can get really like it can whittle down to something really unhealthy quickly. So I feel lucky I haven't had to like live in in an apartment, because I don't mind, but I fear that I won't be able to say no to people. Everyone's drinking, and then you're like, I'm gonna go study, and no, you're gonna go drink. Like, be real. So
we've all made bad decisions at that point of our lives, right? So as we talked about, this is like a movie about kind of like coming into like your young adulthood, like messing up and like getting smacked with the welcome to adulthood stick, right? Can you guys all just give me like your welcome to adulthood moment that I find to be very interesting?
I feel like I'm still getting smacked with that stick.
Every day.
It's happening right now.
I still have to pay my taxes, and that is not fun.
That is not fun.
Taxes.
Oh my gosh.
I have to fix a door, and I have to like call a handyman. You know what I mean? Every day, I'm like, how do I do this? Every day.
I lost my Canadian healthcare by living in America for too long, so that was a big stick. It was an expensive stick.
Yeah.
So and then just trying to figure out how it works here, I don't get it. It's like you're paying for the thing that you just went and like you do a checkup or whatever, and then they send you a bill still. I'm confused.
We're confused too, but we just go along with it.
Right. Just keep paying.
More money.
Yeah.
So it's not just a welcome to adulthood stick; it's a welcome to America stick too.
Yes.
Yes,
I've gotten the welcome to America stick.
Chandler, I still see you thinking about it.
I know. I feel like every day the stick is just like wedged in my ass.
It never goes away. That's what you guys should know about the welcome to adulthood stick. All right. So the big question that I always ask my guests, I've given you some time to think about it a little bit. But what I like to do is ask my guests, like, what's a movie that changed your brain chemistry that you could recommend the show? Because I feel like movies, like at least people's favorite movie, can tell you a lot about who they are. That makes you go, I get why you're this way now. So what is that movie that is that for you guys?
Mine is probably will be forever. House Moving Castle. I know I'm not original for saying that. Everyone loves it, but just the music, and that one scene where he like eats the star, like I keep that all the time. And when I'm anxious, I kind of imagine myself in that field. Like it's just peaceful as fuck. And that young girl who becomes an old woman and is taking care of all those silly teenagers, like child. I feel like it is a very deep like story actually. And I watched it so young, I didn't clock it, but now I'm like, oh shit, that's
so
really good.
So I gotta ask you this: sub or dub on that one? Which?
I don't know, because I'm French Canadian, so
okay.
Listen to it in French.
So obviously, like I like to do the English version because I think like Christian Bale is like it's like incredible.
Billy Crystal as Calcifer.
Like,
I mean,
Billy Crystal like is like the little, I can't remember his name, but the fire.
Yeah.
Calcifer, dude. I always like say like she likes my spark. Like there's something about that line. There's something about the delivery of that line that makes me go yes, like more. But yeah, great one. House Moving Castle is a great one.
I have so many that have changed me. I think I will say maybe I would say Hairspray. I was just thinking about that. Honestly, these are all like really random, like Notes on a Scandal, Monster, Welcome to the Dollhouse. I mean, all kind of the movies that really shaped me into wanting to be an actor and being involved in the movie biz.
Can I say like that? As soon as you say Hairspray, like I just thought of like the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Like
I love both the John Waters version and the Zac Efron version.
Same.
But I love a musical, but I love the John Waters version too.
Okay, I got introduced to it in the new one, and that actually helped me a lot because I used to get bullied for my dark skin when I was in school. So that song like kind of got me through like a lot of things. So that's good.
Oh my God. It's such a hard question. I'm like, where do I go with it? At what point in my life did it change anything? I don't know. I'm like, I want to be like Little Miss Sunshine, just to see an ensemble and that is just hitting it on every cylinder. But also like on a storytelling aspect of just hitting the hero's journey over and over and over again at every single beat, like with extreme precision. And then also just like shout out Paul Dano, one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Forget what Tarantino says.
Yeah, just like and to watch that and be like, oh, if I was 5 years older, I would have loved to have played that role. But then also just seeing such subtle performances played with such extreme emotion is something that like I would aspire to do or still aspire to do because I'm way too big.
Right. You're way too big.
So yeah.
You'll get there, man.
Thank you. It's an aspiration. It's like, it's good to have goals,
Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry. I'm a save for last because I feel like you got like a.
Oh yeah. But Devon has immense range. He's never too big.
think.
He's gonna cry.
I guess mine would be In Bruges. Martin McDonagh. Yeah, it's just I think that was the first movie where I watched was like I was just so in it that like the writing was so good that I forgot that I was. Like, I changed my brain. I forgot that I was watching a movie. I know it's like that cliche thing, but like I was in it fully, 100%.
You were in Bruges.
I was in Bruges.
She was in it.
With two dudes.
I'm so glad you're saying it.
Yeah, and then I guess I'm just gonna shout out another one. Like when I was a kid, like Toy Story.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Give me some.
Yes.
I let go sleep. Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Toy Story. So good.
Damn.
I'm so curious about the
What
new
are those
one.
toys doing when you leave the room?
For real.
Yeah, I always thought that. Yeah. Toy Story 5. We excited?
So excited.
Excited?
Finally, someone's pointing out the fucking issues with those screens.
It's happening. Down with the screens. I have a kid, so she's 8 years old. And she's a tablet kid, so I'm like, you need to watch this. See how the tablet is evil, and like the toys need to come back.
It's hard.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
Tony Erdmann by Marion Ada. It's a German movie.
Okay.
I saw it at TIFF. Oh, this guy's nodding. He knows what's up. Tony Erdmann. It's the funniest, most brilliant film I've ever seen in my life. I saw it at TIFF at a press and industry screening because I used to be a film critic.
Yeah, okay.
And like I almost got kicked out of the screening for laughing too much.
Oh, really?
Because I have a very loud laugh. And the film just like, I was so moved by it and entertained. There's the craziest set pieces I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute delight. And it like made me change like everything I thought about art. Like I didn't know that filmmaking and art and writing and comedy could be this great. And it just like, this film is really like a love letter to Almost Famous, which is a movie I watched when I was 15. And that movie, like, I was like, how do I just like live inside of this movie forever? It really spoke to me. And I dropped out of university and I became a professional rock critic when I was in my, late teens and early 20s and, was fully like just writing for magazines, at a really young age. But I think the next movie I want to make, I feel like I'm always making a movie that's like in relationship to another movie. Yeah. And I think the next film I want to make is Tony Erdmann. Okay. Again, but through me or whatever.
Well, thank you for recommending that. I haven't heard of that
one. It's so good. Yeah.
I like how you blend movies that you love, that you want to make, into your actual life. And that's like that's really cool. I think that's like the beauty of art, right? That's the beauty of film. And I feel like watching this film, I got to know you a little bit more. Obviously, you're not as like out there. Like,
you don't know.
We'll explore that more.
It's a different podcast.
It's a whole different podcast. Well, thank you so much for coming by and talking to me. Wait, I got one more question. Actually, Oscars are coming up this Sunday. Are we tapped into the Best Pictures?
Oh yeah.
Like who do you think is winning the Best Picture race this year?
One battle.
One battle?
Yeah, one battle, probably.
One battle?
My favorite was Sentimental Value and Surratt, which is up for Best Foreign Picture. I keep talking about this movie. Surratt, I don't know, but it is incredible. Okay. So hopefully that wins Best Foreign Picture. But I liked Sentimental Value a lot.
Okay, bet.
But I loved One Battle After Another too. I'm sure it'll win.
I love Sentimental Value too. Yeah. It was so moving and beautiful, and like it's a film about filmmaking and acting, and it just. He's such a great writer and director. It's
beautiful. Literally, I mean, I remember watching him just being like, oh my God, tears. And it's so great.
I like a movie that talks about the cost of filmmaking as well. Like, like The Lost Time. I was talking to Ryan Coogler and he just had his like third kid, I believe, or second kid. And he said like, it's all about like getting the time back whenever you're making these big projects. And so Sentimental Value is something that we like kind of bonded over, right? So what about you, Devon? Who do you think is?
I think it'll be One Battle, but I feel like it's a 50-50, One Battle or Sinners.
Yeah.
Like it's a tight race.
It's a tight race.
It's a tight race out there, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do some betting.
Yeah, I'm on the Sinners train right now. I just feel like something momentum-wise is like shifting.
F1 could take it though.
F1, like honestly, people were shocked that F1 was there. I was like, no, it deserves it. Like F1 is a baller movie. It feels like The Sandlot, but with like really expensive cars because they're underdogs. I was feeling it so much.
Can't wait for F2.
F2, 3.
That sounds
I'm
like
available.
Fast and Furious too. F2. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, y'all. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much.
This was a lot of fun. You guys were the first one.
And we come out on April 17th.
Yes.
April 17th in theaters. Mila and Kicks movie.
What's going on, everybody? It's another installment of Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy. I am Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy, your movie guy, and I'm here with the directors, Radio Silence, and the cast of Ready or Not, Here I Come. How are we doing? Thank you so much for joining me.
We're here.
We're here. You came.
We're ready.
You're ready.
Yeah.
No knot, and you came. You
I have a little knot right here.
You have a little
Sean's
knot?
gonna work it out while we're sitting
Okay,
here.
you know what? That can happen as we do this whole entire interview. So, saw this movie. It's
No, it's not Saw.
That's not Saw. I synced this movie. I synced it with my eyes in this movie. And it's really amazing. It's bonkers. It's crazy. It's everything that I loved about the first one.
Yeah.
Just expanded. There's more going on. I love the themes of like family, of faith, of the demonic. Like there's a lot of things going on. Now, I really want to bring this first question to Kathryn because she was the first one to be like, hey, did you like the movie or not? So, and yes, like the
She
movie.
looked just
She
staring
looked,
into your soul.
It was like literally like steel into my soul. I was like, yes, I like the movie. I felt like I was being like mind controlled a little bit. But you,
To say yes, it's the best movie ever made.
you're like your head was doing like a little snake thing a little bit. I was like, yes, it's a
No,
great.
that's for Ursula and Shawn's characters.
So that there it is, right there. We're gonna get into you two because you guys, I hated you, but we'll get into it. Yes.
Bye.
You did your job. You did your job. But Kathryn is a newcomer to this film, and it's like a mainstay, obviously, because like you're the co-lead of the movie. There's a lot of physical things that are happening. You get beat the hell up.
Yeah.
And Samara, like she's like, oh, Day at the Office, like done this before,
Right.
and you've done this in other horror films as well.
Sure.
I tell you this every time I see you. Love, Drew, and Freaky.
Thank you.
But in this film, you go through the ringer. And I think a lot of people don't really talk about the physical toll it takes to prepare for something like that. Like you really have to like prepare your body and like it's kind of like a choreographed dance to do these type of things.
Right, yeah.
So can you talk to me about the training that went into some of these like crazy scenes?
Well, you know I'm an athlete, so
Yep.
I'm
This
always ready.
Hold on. She's a golfer.
All right.
She's a golfer.
Calm down.
By the way, I don't think I remembered this fact. She's not just she's like a serious.
No,
like,
she's a
near
high
pro.
level golfer.
High-level golfer.
But she's not. We're not talking
The
MMA.
control, like for real, like the control it takes for sure.
Man, I love these people.
And that was the hype up that we needed for you,
They're
right?
the best.
Well, but you're also an incredible dancer, which we
Yeah.
learned on
Yeah.
Abigail. We didn't
Yes.
know that there
Incredible
was
is
this
a
other
stretch.
sort of hidden special
Dancer.
skill.
Yeah.
And we designed that whole sequence around you being Hey! like a trained ballet
No,
dancer.
But that's them too. That's like this much on the page. I think Shawn, you can speak on this too because I watched you do crazy stuff in this movie character-wise, right? And it's like they just enhance it. So yeah, I did dance in Abigail. I wasn't really supposed to, and then they asked for like a clip of it, and it was like a 2-minute clip, and they're like, "We're gonna use the whole thing, and we're gonna make it that thing now." I'm like, "Whoa, this is filmmaking, really."
I love that.
But to answer your question, I was born ready. And
Stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, right?
we had an aggressive shoot. It was basically like all nights.
I'm gonna dig into
Aggressive
that in a
set, that's
second.
our move.
And the best part is, if you get injured, we have a doctor.
Yeah, that's right.
That
yeah.
is true.
Well, you know, when I read the script, the character's name being Titus, and it was the description. The
last
character
interview.
description was something like, what was it? Like
Smoke
a
show, something.
Smoke
Yeah.
show. So I knew.
No, Sean,
Yeah,
that was just in your script.
Oh, really? That's how they got me. So I
We were really
immediately
trying to
knew
get you on board, man.
I
We
had
were really-
to know. I was like, I better start lifting heavy things and doing it a lot because, you know, how am I
Better be
going to
a
live up to
smoke
this?
It's the one non-negotiable thing for us
Right,
in that
yeah.
character. He
I
has to be
always-
a ripped smoke
exactly.
show.
How do you live up to that? I knew he had to be big, but we did. We spent a lot of time. It was one of the first things I remember rehearsing and
did.
shooting. We shot it within the first couple days.
It was a very long fight sequence. So
It was really long, and I
yeah.
feel like when it comes to scenes like that, it could be so easy to make them so dragged out, and like the audience could be like, "Oh, there's so much happening here. Let's get it over with."
Yeah.
But there's still so much tension in it. Like I was waiting to be like, "Okay, is she gonna survive this?" Which is what you want. There's no, let's just get to the end of it. I know how this is gonna end. I didn't know how this was going to end, and so yeah, no, I didn't
great.
know.
That's great.
It was great stuff.
They said they wanted it to be like, what fight was it with the Patricia? RK.
True Romance
True
is one of
Romance.
our
Oh my
go-tos
God.
for it.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So it's
absolutely.
story first.
Shout out
then
James
the
Gandolfini, baby.
technicality of it all, and also, but what I've been trying to finish. My point is, I was ready because I wanted to do this movie so
arrived at the
bad, and
point.
it was so fun every day. And yes,
Yeah.
it was hard and all that, but not really because
Yeah.
it wasn't actually hard to do the movie.
Okay.
We shot that scene over 2 days, and I believe the cut of it was a lot longer than the one that ended
Yeah,
up
it
in the
was.
film.
It was. I mean, it was the thing. I think we knew how it was scripted on the page. There were a few more back and forths. We lifted. I mean, a significant amount of the violence out because there was a point where it felt like the movie was being cruel.
too mean.
It's like, ooh, yeah, we going a little too hard.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is insane. I think like the audience listening is gonna be all like, I need to see this movie now. So like, I'm glad we're hyping it up in this way.
Right?
1 week. 1 week.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
March
Now, Sarah and
20th,
Shawn,
March
like
20th.
you come in as like the siblings that everybody just wants to hate, but it's hard to like, because you guys have a nice banter with each other. There's a love, but there's also a rivalry there. There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitlement coming from you two. Like, you talk to me about kind of like the time that you two spent together, and was there a lot of conversations about your relationship, how you guys were going to play this off?
I mean, very clearly, Titus is an idiot, right? Like, so, I mean, and his place in the family is, you know, he's in between dad and his lovely Ursula twin sister, sometimes kind of wife, maybe a little bit of a...
I was thinking like Jamie and Cersei Lannister.
Yeah, there's
a
like
little
a
bit.
lot going on there. So she has all the power, right? And he is a bit, I mean, and it's really easy to imagine idiots in the world that have entitlement and a lot of wealth, and there's a lot to pull from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, like, when you're crafting a character like this, that, you know, that it sort of just came, it was easy.
Did you have an animal that you drew from?
An animal?
I'm not going into my process.
Sarah, what about you? Because
I couldn't get a better partner than Shawn. I mean, like, he's the best. And we were actually, your ears must have been burning a few minutes ago because we were just talking about, someone asked us, like, whose process is the most different than our two? And we were like, oh, both of us instantly were like, Shawn, because he's the closest to method. But what's amazing about Shawn, no, but here's a compliment. Here's a compliment. What's amazing about Shawn is that he can be in that moment, and then the second they yell cut, you get Shawn back, which most actors can't do. It's like, if they're gonna...
It's like hard to detach. Yeah. Real close. She told you to wait, and now you got
But actually, you know what's really funny is that we got stuck, Shawn and I, at customs for just about 3 hours. And it was
Coming into Toronto
to get our work permit. So Shawn and I were like, well, we may as well use this wisely. And we started to do character work and like twin ideas and like things about how we would stand and how we waited a good 3 hours just standing in line.
That's so fun.
Yeah, which where we did a lot of our work.
Wow.
I love that.
There are characters that are so broad, over the top in this show, and just walking that line. And I think, you know, Sam really, you know, sets the bar for us because her performance from the first movie, it is real,
right?
You know, and at times it's hilarious, and she plays so many different levels that you know, it was a very good guide.
I asked her once about that, and she had I actually got to be you one day, and I got to interview Sam.
Ooh.
And it was really fun because I got to ask her all the questions, and what she said to me was, and to give her the credit, she said, you know, I can't just be scared because if there's a movie, who wants to watch me have the same emotion? So I have to find all of those different levels. She has to be petrified. She has to be angry. She has to be like, this situation is ridiculous.
Like she's
and
over
she
it,
has to be mad. And so she said, I found all of those moments so that it wasn't just a singular performance. And then I can attest to that because at one point I shared a trailer with her, and she had all her notes on the wall, and it would have all of the different like places where she wanted to go and where, so that if we were jumping around from scenes, I actually feel like I can actually talk on her behalf now because I've gotten all the answers to those interesting questions. And she really put that work into it.
Okay.
She's very studied.
See, I love the process when you guys speak about it. You guys light up when you get into it. And I heard a little nugget of like, you know, there's a good versus evil in here. Obviously, evil, good. But I want to talk about Elijah because you...
What are you? He's also just weird. And it's Elijah.
It's
but
weird.
Elijah, what are you?
But that's thank you for teeing that up because Elijah, you are like in that middle area where you're not good, you're not evil. It's very gray. You're like taxes.
He's just guys. He's just a lawyer.
He's just the he's just the lawyer.
He's non-biased.
Yeah, basically.
You are a universal constant force of nature, and like I want to know kind of like how it's. I don't want to say it's easy, but to say like, oh yeah, like I'm the bad guy, but with like, let's add some sprinkles to it. I'm the good guy. Like I know where I stand. Is that difficult to like be in the middle and not like go one way or the other? Like what is the process to that like of being like the gray lawyer tax constants of the universe?
The character's interesting because he's not, we have no backstory. We have no sense of who this person is. And he doesn't have agency in the sense that he's not making choices. He's providing information for everyone else to make their choices. Yes. As he is instructed to by Mr. LaBelle. So there's that relationship. So the challenge is...
God, when you describe it this way, it's really so strange.
I think that's how we emailed you.
It is.
Like,
No, it totally is. Their email's great. Their email was like, we have a really fun opportunity. Like, we think this could be really fun. It's obviously it's exposition. Hear us out. But there's like colors that you can find in that. And I think it'll be a fun time. And I locked into that. Like... It's a little bit of a blank slate, but within that, there was ways to find little moments where you could understand a perspective of who this person is that isn't just sort of articulating the rules, and also finding a fun way to articulate these rules. But along the way, we thought a lot about who this person is and how long he might have been doing this. Like, this could be centuries. Like, maybe he's been around for a long time. And I think it must be amusing to him. Like, he's just seen idiots, wealthy fucking
Hey, watch it.
Like, fall like, over themselves for power.
Nothing surprises
And he's
him.
just... This is
another
referee.
Like just a
referee.
referee.
Like
yeah, you're not rooting for a team. You're rooting for chaos.
No, and so when the third act of the film, which we can't talk about, there's stuff that happens that he finds amusing. Yeah. And things go in directions that wouldn't be what anyone would expect. And he's
also
fair play.
Surprised by, shocked and surprised by.
Totally.
Totally. Yeah, you do get the sense that he has seen every version of everything that happens. So there's no surprise. But
and they all know who he is. Yeah. Like, they've seen him before.
See, the reason why I say this is because I'm very bad at being neutral with certain things. I will let you know with my facial expressions and the way I talk where I stand on things. And I remember I was doing an interview with the whole.
You like the movie?
And you see how I'm very honest about it. But I was doing. I was doing this thing with the cast, and we were playing like a little game, which we will do in a little bit. But I was like trying to say, oh, who said this quote and da 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 da. And one of the actors was the person who said this quote in the adaptation. And I look at him, I say, who said this quote? Ba ba ba. And he's like, oh, I think it's me. Yes, it is you. Yay. And so I was not neutral at all. No poker face. So you have like an amazing poker face where you're just like, you don't lean one way or the other. It's very like balanced. And I was very impressed with that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I find that scene to be incredibly well done. And by all the performances, it's such an expositional scene. It explains rules for a long period of time.
And we're also getting to know the characters.
And you get so many different points of view from character in with just a line here or there throughout. And I think it's, it really has to do with how you played it so straight and beautifully. And, I got to see the movie, and my only regret is that I didn't get to see it with a lot of people, and I'm so thrilled that we get a chance to do that tonight.
I think that I'm excited to I watched it by myself, and so and like I love when that happens because I feel special. But at the same time, I'm like I wish I can get the experience of like being.
By the way, I love that he said he saw it by himself. I was sitting next to him.
Well,
I just want to clarify.
With like a giant audience.
I just want to clarify that I was sitting next to him.
There was like 5 or 6 of us in there. Freddie was
Go ahead,
there.
you saved that one. Go ahead.
Were you right about him breaking character? Because the sister brother thing just came into play right there. Like. It does happen. So now I got to give this to the radio silence directors. Guys, like, I need to talk about this. Your main characters, Grace and Faith, I find to be excellent main character names because they're fighting against people who worship Satan. And I'm just like, that to me is just super inspiring to like have those dichotomies. And there's a lot of things that have to do with like marriage and what you're sacrificing, and marriage itself is a sacrifice, kind of like sacrificing to the devil. Can you talk to me about kind of like bringing these themes together, and like was that like the initial thought in the first one, because it's really played up even more in Ready or Not, Here I Come?
Well, to the Faith thing really quick, that was when they first wrote the script, because that character was written for Kathryn, and so it was in the first draft it was Kat.
Oh yeah, I read it when it said Kat.
And we were like, we should probably find something
we need to
else.
give her a name that's not the
and when the
actress.
guys put in Faith, we kind of had that moment. We were like, is that a crazy swing? Oh, fuck, we love it.
Yeah.
Like grace and faith. And it helped kind of illuminate everything you're talking about, all of these themes and these ideas. And I think the thing that we were kind of aiming for was, that's all teed up in the first movie.
Right.
But how do we explore it in a real serious way this time with these goofballs? But like in a way that it feels like the first one is like a big idea. This one gets to delve into it. And then with the sister-brother relationships in it, it kind of combines the family. It combines the sacrifice of marriage. And then this bigger thing that Elijah brings to it, the devil worshipping. But you know what I mean? It's,
for lack of more nuanced description.
The devil worshipping.
Like, but can I say this? I feel like we're having I think Satanists are having a moment right now. I think they are. Did you guys see 28 Years Later? You got anybody?
I still haven't seen it.
Very big, like Satanists. It's pro-Satanists, which is like, and like
They must feel so seen.
And this is what I want to get into because
I thought they were made up, you know?
I did too. I grew up Christian, like hardcore Christian, and like when you grow up in those like type of parameters, it's like evil, good, like those type of things. But then you have movies like, I don't know about Ready or Not because you guys are pretty bad, but like there are people who are in these type of religions that are just kind of like, oh yeah, we also give to the poor, we also like donate, and like we just hail Satan.
Well, I think that's the world we live in now, as the line is very blurred.
And speaking of blurred lines, like it opens up this world by saying like, oh, you guys rule the world. Like there's this like Illuminati, like Baphomet thing that's like, we run everything. And so I just want to, this may be too personal. You guys can say shut the fuck up and tell me to go. But do you believe in those type of conspiracy theories where there's like people working behind the scenes? Yeah.
Well, but I, without even getting like that into it, there is always like fashion, right?
Yeah.
Someone is deciding what is going to be in fashion. There is always decision makers that make powerful people that make decisions. So whether you believe that there's a secret cult of them, that's an individual choice. But I think the fact lies that there are always people, there's studio heads that decide what movies are going to get made. So yes, it exists.
I think it's always an interesting thing to explore that in film, right? Like what if there was people above the people that like run the head, that are the heads of these type of things?
Controlling culture at the end of the day, right? And that, I mean, if you follow those chains of command up high enough, you have people who are basically saying yes or no.
It's a very scary
It's
thought.
crazy.
It's easier when you talk about it in terms of fashion, though. It just makes it easier. Makes it less painful.
I think it's kismet that you brought up fashion because I saw I Love Boosters yesterday. And
It's
so jealous.
We're all so jealous.
Boots Riley is
Such
like
a Boots Riley fan.
it's such a man. It's
Everybody here
it's
is.
like Boots Riley like said, Tim Burton's my guy. Let me like do the best Tim Burton thing that I have. Without spoiling anything, there is a stop motion element in the movie that I was like, fuck yeah, this is like.
He said he used a bunch of miniatures too.
Yes, he did.
I can't.
There's a whole
do
action
that.
sequence that's all miniatures. It is insane.
Like filmmaking at the highest level.
It's so great. So I'm glad that you brought up fashion because that one is very fashion, like who runs it, who creates it, those type of things.
Oh, wow.
So it's really great. Now that I've given you my recommendation of I Love Boosters, on this show, it's called Get Wrecked, as you can see. I like to ask my guests, what is a movie that you could recommend me that has changed your brain chemistry? Because movies that are your favorites can tell us a lot about who you are. So I don't know if you thought about it already, but it's a question I love to ask.
Elijah's going to have the best answer
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
question. I can tell you that.
I'm going to let Shawn answer for
Do
me.
you want a bad answer? Because I'll go first.
I'll take
I
bad,
was going
good.
to try to like think about something special like a Hal Ashby film because his movies really had a big impact on me. But Back to the Future for me, and I know you may not have seen it.
It's no, I don't
When
think
I
so.
was that age, when I was 11, 12 years old.
Elijah was in that movie, Back to the Future 2.
He was.
He was in Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
The Cafe 80s trying to work the.
That's
so
cool.
It's a baby's toy.
So, but anyways, I opened the newspaper. My mom said, "What do you want to go see?" He had a skateboard. I said, "I want to go see that." I was very into it. Went and saw that movie, and it just changed my life. It was the only time I ever said, "No, we're going back to the theater the next day."
Right.
And I did, and to
so
this
jealous
day,
of you,
it's
bro.
still. I know. Think about it.
So
Opening
jealous.
a newspaper, I had no concept of what that movie was. I knew nothing about it.
What a joy.
I just went blind.
I mean, just
based
that-
off
Oh
a
my
picture
With no kind of cultural sort of
that's
wave hitting you.
That's rare.
Anyways, I know it's
It is
kind
rare,
of
especially these days.
No, that's not honestly like so I'm gonna tell you mine.
It's an
right?
amazing answer.
It's a great answer. Like a lot of people like
because
get
you were in the
nervous.
second one, of course
It's
you
just,
think that.
but that what a beautiful thing to look at a newspaper and see a one sheet and go, I don't know what that is, but I need to see it. And for it to be that movie, like like.
No, but that's why I answer the question in that way. What changed your brain chemistry instead of like what's your favorite movie ever? Because most people feel pressure to like fit what a cinephile's movie is, so they have two different answers, right? Mine is a Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2.
Oh shit!
Like it was the first movie that I understood what responsibility actually meant through a character that I only saw in cartoons.
Love that.
Like it taught me literally. It's gonna sound weird. It taught me how to be a man, because like I saw a guy, a hero who literally lost all his personal relationships.
Oh, wow.
He had a shitty apartment, had a shitty job, and he could have it better. He's a smart guy, but he was forced. I don't want to say forced, but his responsibility is to help people, and that's what made me realize. Sometimes you can't always have what you want in order to do the right thing.
Whoa.
And Spider-Man taught me that, and that's changed my brain chemistry, and that's literally how I operate in the
Well,
world.
I think comic books were made that way. I mean, people write them off so quickly, but comic books were made to teach lessons. Like
Yeah,
that's
they're all
kind
morality
of
tales.
they're all
All those
morality
characters,
tales.
yeah.
Exactly. So now, since you're talking, Sarah, what's your movie that changed your brain chemistry?
Oh, that's a good one. But you talk about Sam Raimi, I'll answer that. But also, if you haven't seen, anyone out there, since we're talking movies, if you haven't seen Send Help, it is a classic Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah,
It is.
Send Help, phenomenal.
It's such a phenomenal movie.
Yes.
The third act kills it. It's one of the things I love about this movie too, is that most movies third act doesn't and this is like third act. And you have like little bits, like there's one shot, you're like, oh, there's Evil Dead. There's one shot, you're like, oh, that's Grudge. Like you see all of the Sam Raimi movies within it. And I don't think enough people saw Send Help. I constantly keep recommending it to people because I feel like it's going to be like the original Ready or Not, where people didn't really see it initially, and then people are like slowly discovering it.
Yeah.
I think for me, probably that changed the brain chemistry was seeing E.T. and seeing, for me, but also seeing Drew Barrymore as a child actor and going, oh, children can do this?
Yeah.
I could be on screen. I think that was the first time I ever, and that's like right when I started.
It felt like accessible.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that I could do that. So I think if you're talking about changing brain chemistry, I would say both the messages in the movie and the fact that there could be child actors.
So the reason, so you saying that, like, I only have 4 movies that I consider perfect, like No Notes, perfect, right? E.T., Shawshank Redemption, Her, and Your Name. So you say
You're talking about perfect films?
Yes.
I love this conversation.
Oh, here we go.
My friend Dom and I have been going back and forth on because perfect is not your favorite.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie. It's what you think. Like No Notes it's so fun.
Yes.
And hard. Like hard to
It's
pick.
really
Ready or Not 2.
Ready or Not 2.
Ready or Not 2. No Notes. No Notes.
Jaws.
I agree
We've
with
said
that.
3 Steven Spielberg. I mean, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's a master. It's the maestro, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm told we have to wrap it up. So really rapid fire. Who hasn't given their brain chemistry altering movie?
I was gonna say Mulholland Drive, and the reason why is I remember going to see it at the AMC in Burbank with my sister, and she and I had seen Lost Highway, and we'd seen some Lynch films. I'd seen. I don't think she had seen Blue Velvet, but I had. Very excited about this movie, but didn't know what it was. You know, like there wasn't the advertising was obscure as the movie is.
Yeah.
And so I remember seeing the film. It washed over us, and we drove home in silence. And I think one of us broke the silence with, "Did you understand what that was?"
What just happened?
And we were both like, "No." And I was like, "But did you love it?" And she was like, "Yes." And we were just utterly blown away by it, and like the being transported to someone else's brain. Yeah, I just love that movie.
It's great. Cat.
Oh, there's so many, but I think to bring it back to Ready or Not, I would go with Midnight Run, because Matt and Tyler told me to watch that to prep for this, and it did change my brain chemistry because I was trying to picture me and Sam in those roles, and it affected my character. I would have said Election though.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, that's a perfect film.
Okay.
That's a perfect
Election is a perfect film.
Well, you see it now, right?
That's a perfect film.
Yeah,
That is a perfect film.
I would also
You
agree
got
that
to
Rushmore
taste.
is a perfect film.
I think Rushmore is
Guys,
also
speaking of bees for
pretty
her.
perfect.
Yeah. And Queen.
You got the taste.
It's
I
a
like
really
it.
good character for a young woman, and I think I pulled from her a lot. I watch that movie all the time just to
That's a great film.
remember that you can do fun things in movies.
Oh yeah.
I love it. All right, Matt, Tyler.
Can't wait to hear these.
I think mine is probably After Hours.
We
kind of talked a little bit about this.
Griffin Dunn. I love that movie.
It was one I watched it at my girlfriend's house at the time. Her parents just had the VHS sitting around.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know
writing
fucking
this
clue,
down.
and we threw
You
it
haven't
in.
seen After Hours?
I haven't seen After
Griffin
Hours.
Dunn.
acting like I know what it is. I don't know
film
it.
is.
I'm writing
To
this
watch
down.
that with no knowledge of what it is,
that
I was like,
survived the night.
what the
like,
fuck?
I have no
Sisters
knowledge.
and babysitting.
Oh,
like,
I
this is
love
what
it. It's
we have
great.
adopted.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
super
scary.
excited.
No, it's
Yeah.
brutal.
Oh, dude.
I think
yeah.
Adventures of Babysitting
Yes.
teed me up to love After Hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to watch that first, or
Adventures
should I
of
just
Babysitting
go
is
in
great.
after
Highly
hours?
recommend
Just
it.
like, okay, I'm down.
I think
I
After
also love
Hours is
movies
more
that
your
take
speed than
place
Adventures in
over the-
Babysitting.
okay,
for
Me too.
As
In
good as
real
Adventures
time
in Babysitting
movies,
is.
It's the
with
absolute
it.
best.
Love them so much.
All right.
The urgency of
Finale.
it.
Mine is Pi Aronofsky.
Oh,
It was, and I
oh,
saw
yeah,
it at
yeah.
a time when I was just like getting into movies, and it was one of the first things I saw that felt so handmade. You could tell that it was like a guy and his buddies and a camera, and they were just trying to make something unique and special and weird. And it was one of those movies that just unlocked, like for you, Sarah, that I was like, oh,
I could do
it's
that.
possible. Like this thing is within reach, and you don't need the apparatus to have the interest and then have the drive to actually go in and create.
Can I throw one more in just like that, like a
Why
bonus?
After Hours was so perfect.
But no, but it's El Mariachi.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
another
yeah.
one where it was like, holy shit, he made this for what? Wow.
Shout out to Austin.
Austin,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
speaking of
Yeah,
Austin.
yeah.
The
I was
king.
speaking of Austin.
All
Yeah.
of you just a bunch
Love
of
that
movie
guy,
nerds.
Robert Rabbit.
We're all
Yes.
movie nerds.
You know?
All movie
Love
nerds
that
I
dude.
love
They're the
this.
biggest ones, though.
No, I could tell.
Yeah.
That's why I love them so much. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
That was
guys.
really fun.
Like,
Thank you so much for having
You're
us.
the
really
best.
excited to watch the movie with everyone else and not
Yes.
alone. But thank you so much, y'all.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Louis Tan in the house from Mortal Kombat. Premiering South by Southwest, Mike and Nick and Alice. I'm with Get Wrecked, Straw Hat Goofy, my dog, my boy over here.
Come on.
Excited to be here. What's good?
It was good, bro. Listen, he's the coolest one to do it. Like, you are absolutely, like, everyone else does it. And they struggle with it because obviously Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy is like a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Plus they got to do their movie, their name.
Yeah, but
so
this is not our first time.
it's
you know
not
what
our
I'm
first
saying?
rodeo. Like, you and I got rapport. We got a friendship going. So, like, it's
sir.
just easy, bro. So I'm like, that was
Last
the
time I
coolest
saw you
one.
was what, Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man.
was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a great
And
conversation.
And now, like, you're in Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes,
it's
sir.
like another big franchise. And I feel like 2026 is a big year for movies. And I feel like we have not necessarily a Barbenheimer thing on our hands, but we have like the next big rivalry when it comes to
Oh,
movies.
I know what you're talking about.
Because we got Street Fighter, Mortal
Street
Kombat
Fighter versus
2.
Mortal Kombat.
Come
It's
on,
a
man.
it's a tale as old as time.
Which one is you? Which one you play? Which
Me?
one you watching?
To be honest with you, I truly played Mortal Kombat a lot more, but I did play both, of course.
Same. I mean,
Yeah,
of course,
man.
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm telling, and like, I'm just really excited for just kind of like the conversations that are gonna come out of this. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, like, I wonder how the games are gonna like fold into this and like how much fun we're gonna have with
I
it.
saw some meme the other day about like, oh, it's like the 90s again. There's like Rambo's coming out, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
yeah.
I'm with it. I'm like,
I'm
like
with it, bro. And
Yeah.
like, so how does it feel being part of? Because obviously you did the first movie, so you're already part of like the Mortal Kombat legacy. Which, by the way, I saw Mortal Kombat 2. You know what made me like really happy?
What?
Is like hearing that iconic like you know dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun, and you got the announcer doing the names
Yeah,
like
the-
Sonya Blade,
yeah,
Johnny
yeah, yeah,
Cage, and I
yeah.
heard Cole Young.
Yeah.
And I was like, which is dope because Cole is an original character
Yeah.
for the films.
Yeah.
So I felt very proud that like you have that one unique thing that's in the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
franchise.
man, it's cool. You know, I mean, I've had a very strange history with Mortal Kombat in my life because I played Kung Jin in a original series
Yeah.
that Garrett Warren, the action director of Logan and Avatar, the James
Yeah,
Cameron
yeah.
film, he shot and directed this amazing series, and then it never came out. So I was like, oh man, I just had this like bitterness about it, and I was because it was good. And
Yeah.
then when I did the first Mortal Kombat, you know, obviously like having an original character is very controversial, but I'm like, you know, even then I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
And to me, like I'm a fan, man. I've been a fan of the franchise for a long time, and obviously I'm an Asian kid
course.
who studies martial arts.
Yeah.
Like all I did was play those games, you know, until the wee hours in the morning. So
And now you're out here bringing them to life.
I'm happy to represent real martial arts in a film like
Yes,
that.
sir.
You know, so whether or not you're down with an original character, at least you're down with real martial arts because that shit is not fake.
There ain't nothing you could say about this character that you don't like because he's throwing hands.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like,
and it's real.
You're like at that point you're just mad at the existence, and then you just look like a jerk for that. It's like,
yeah, no, I get it though. I do get it for sure.
You
I mean,
get it.
and Mortal Kombat 2, I think feels more like what I would want as a fan as well, because you got Johnny Cage and you got Katana, you know, and the storylines. It just feels. It feels right.
It feels like throwback, like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
now,
and the action is just
the action is
top.
so, oh my God, like that first fight. But I'm not gonna say which characters have the fight. But that first fight, the way it uses
That's
the
your favorite
environment-
fight?
It's not my favorite fight.
Okay.
Now
I know your favorite.
You know
fight.
my favorite fight
because I know. I think,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I want to talk about. I don't want to like get too into spoilers. But you're
Okay.
fighting a character.
Yes.
And I feel like that moment, I was like, put some respect on Cole's name, bro. I
Exactly.
said, put some respect. And so I feel like you know how like people do the power scaling like
Yeah.
arguments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to spoil it right now. I think people are now gonna move you up on their MK like list because the power scaling is you know what I'm talking
when
about.
I watched it, I was like, all right, you know. And I told and it was funny because I had a conversation with some of the stunt boys when we were choreographing it, and they were like, we're gonna go ham on this because we want to show like really what Cole can do.
Absolutely.
And, you know, just use like my skills as well to the best of my ability. So yeah, I think they did a good job, and I love the set that
the set is
fight
fire.
in.
I mean, it's a classic set.
Yeah.
And so I was already like in love with that. When I see you like come through and like there's like the fight moment, I said, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And then
that's why people were like, well, why aren't you in the trailer that much? And I'm like, well, you can't really show much of that because it's very
it's for the fans, and like I think there's some things that should be reserved for like watching it in the theater, because like there's a lot of crowd pleasing moments in this movie, right?
A lot.
So and like the one thing that I regretted was like I watched it alone on my computer.
Oh no! Okay, but
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay,
don't worry. I'll see you at the
You got to
premiere.
see it in IMAX.
I'm gonna see it in
come to the
IMAX.
premiere.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna come to the premiere. We're
Watch
gonna
it
see
in
it because like
IMAX.
that's a movie that I feel needs to be watched with like
Everybody
an
watching
audience.
at home, please watch it in IMAX.
Come on.
It was shot for IMAX. You got to see it on the big screen. There's nothing like it. Turn your phone off and just lock in.
Yeah, and like, come on, like, because you didn't get a chance to like get it in theaters
Yes,
the first
and
time
yes,
around.
thank you.
So
Yes,
it's your
Thank
first
you for
time being
reminding
in the
me.
theaters.
Let me add, it's the first time you're gonna watch Mortal Kombat in the theaters because the first one was during COVID. Don't even get me started on this, but IMAX.
All right, see, I'm glad we got that because one, guys, Cole can do it all. Like you fight, you look good. You're funny.
I look good. I feel good.
I'm just
good,
listing his like
and
dating.
I make love good. James Brown.
I make love good. I can do it good. You love it. But I watched your movie, Mike and Nick and
Yeah,
Alice.
okay, cool.
And you are so funny in that movie.
Thanks,
Hold
man.
on. Your name is Roid Rage. What's it?
Roid Rage Ryan. Bro, I was like, no, it's not. And then I came on set and there was like a chair and it said Roid Rage Ryan in big letters. It was sitting next to a bench press. I was like, damn, they're serious.
I loved it. Like that fits within the cadence of the movie because everyone has like a weird, funny, funky like nickname. I actually wrote these down. I'm gonna list them off.
Did you like the film?
I like the film a
Okay.
lot. It's so fun. It's
right?
fun. It's funny. The action is actually
Fresh.
pretty great.
It's
It's fresh. Like Vince Vaughn in the dual roles.
my
Like
God,
that's really
he's so
cool.
good.
But I just love how I can just tell everyone's like having like a good time with each other. Like it just has this kind of like unique feel of like action. It's a gangster flick, but then it's also a comedy. And my favorite thing about the movie is that the gangsters, the bad guys, they're just a bunch of like dudes, just kind of like, hey, bro.
Arturo and Jimmy had me cracking up, man. And Keith David, oh my God, what a
Keith
legend.
David is funny as
He
heck.
was hilarious, bro. He was telling me some funny stories.
His relationship with his son in that movie just like cracks me
too
the hell
good.
up. I mean, just like
That might be my favorite
those
dynamic.
those two together. Because when he calls him his son, I was like, what? And just off of that alone, I'm already laughing. But then there are kind of dynamics where he goes like, he says a word and then he says, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that word means. He's just like,
bro, it's very hard to keep a straight face, and you know I don't do too many comedies, so I was cracking up.
And that's what I like. Like you're so funny. Like there's a moment where like you have Vince Vaughn at his most like gangster in the movie, and you're just kind of like, yo man, what's good, bro? And like you just have this like boyish charm about yourself that you don't get a chance to show a lot. And I was really appreciative of that. So it was really cool to see that side of you.
I was happy to do it, and I mean I've been a Vince Vaughn fan forever, bro. So it was kind of surreal to be doing some scenes with him. So yeah,
That's insane. All right, I'm gonna
All
name
right,
some of these. I'm gonna
let's
name
hear
some
it.
of these names. Dumbass Tony.
Dumbass Tony. That's the best one.
That's a good one. Mitch the Knife. That's actually a threatening one. I actually
Yeah.
like that one. Willie Whippets.
Ben David. Shout out to Ben David, man.
And Jimmy Boy is like, Jimmy Boy's cool.
Jimmy
Like Jimmy Boy. And then
It just feels good to say.
Yeah, no,
Jimmy
right.
Boy.
He's like it's like the Cheers moment where Norm walks in and
yeah.
everyone goes Norm, Jimmy Boy.
Yeah.
All right,
there was actually a whole list of other names that he was like like these, but he had a whole other list. I don't think all of them made the movie, but I remember seeing that list.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, sorry to cut your list
No,
off,
you're good.
But
The only last one I had was
let's hear it.
Jackie Napalm.
Jackie Napalm.
And
Yeah,
Jackie
yeah.
Napalm is like the
That's a good
unseen
one, too.
character that's like is good.
So
yeah.
there's one point in time where my character, he gets stuck with a guest list, and
Yeah.
he has to like make sure that people are coming in, and the whole and the guest list was real, and like there's all these crazy names on it like that.
Oh,
like
really?
like 100 of them.
See, I would like to I hope there's like a deleted. So has this been filmed, like this scene?
That scene was filmed, yeah, but
Okay, we need that
Yeah,
scene.
yeah, I don't know if it made it in the cut, but
Okay,
yeah.
I would love like a deleted scene where it's like you just naming off these weird
Yeah, yeah.
names, and it's like a 2-minute scene.
There is some, I think during the credits, there's some like blooper-ish things that happen.
Yeah.
Not bloopers, but there's some like some stuff that didn't make the movie.
Yeah.
Like me breakdancing, I think is in the movie.
I'm gonna need to see the cut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to see this like extended cut of this film.
This is my debut, my dancing debut.
It's your comedic debut. It's your dancing debut.
Yeah,
like,
not really comedic debut, but
Yeah.
but more like but dancing debut for sure.
Okay, we need more. Okay, we're gonna party tonight. We're gonna hit up one of the after parties here at South by, and we're gonna.
The director's like, so do you know how to like break dance? I was like, all right, give me 10 minutes. I'm looking up YouTube. I'm like,
wait, no, you did not learn it like off of the YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let me take a look at this, and I tried.
Wow. Okay, I'm on it then.
Don't judge me, all you break dancers out there.
Can we get a cut of that, please? Send it, and I won't release it.
I told the director, I'm like, if I learn how to break dance and I do this, it's got to be in the movie. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, and I promise, and yeah, it's in there.
Bet.
It's
All
at
right,
the end.
so we only got a little bit of time left.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about you a lot because the live action One Piece is out now.
Yes.
And
I've
would
seen
really-
clips.
I would really like you to be in it, dude. I don't know who just right now.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it. Wait a minute. Oh my God. I just thought about it.
What?
Oh my God.
Which character?
This is like live in my brain right now.
Okay.
You should be Law. You should be Trafalgar Law. Bro. Do you know?
guys,
Do you know
know,
Law?
holler at me.
Do you know Law? Have you seen him?
No, can you pull it
I'm
up?
gonna pull him up right now, bro. This is happening, and you
So
let
I've
me
seen
know.
I've seen clips of the new one.
Okay.
And I saw it looked dope. I like the tone of it. I like
Bro.
what they're doing with it. You know,
Oh,
it feels like
yes.
really like a live action anime.
Bro.
Oh, okay.
Bro.
Oh, this could be me all day. I
That's
like
you
his
all day,
mushroom
bro.
hat.
That's a staple of the hat.
Oh, he's got a sword?
He's got a sword.
Is it a mushroom sword?
No, it's a regular sword with like
Okay.
a nice little.
Oh.
I don't know what to call it. The little.
Oh, this
thing.
looks sick.
He's sick, bro.
Does he have death tattooed on
Yes.
his hand? All right, I'm
Yes,
in.
you do.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
he's called the Surgeon of Death. He's
I'm
a doctor. He's hard.
This is me all day.
Yes, bro.
This is me all day.
I just thought of this, and I'm like, that would be hard.
Listen, if you've seen my stuff, you know I'm good with a weapon, so you know.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Well, you know, I'm down. I'm
Okay.
down. Yeah.
Listen,
why
we're gonna
not?
get on that roll. Yeah, now
I
we
love
got
the
it.
anime. I haven't seen much of the live action yet, but I've just been busy. But from the clips that I've seen, it looks
Yeah,
sick.
you know I love it. So
Yeah.
I need you to like hop on the live action. Just don't even get into anime yet. Hop
Okay.
on the live action, and then we'll talk about it.
Give me that big ass sword and let me go ham. Let's
Got
go.
you, bro. I expect a Halloween costume at the end of this.
Okay.
year. I
Yeah,
got you.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Bro, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for coming
man.
Through, bro.
Always a pleasure.
My gosh.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, let the people know where you can watch Mike and Nick and Alice.
Go to the movie theaters, peoples. Go to the movie theaters. If you can't see in the movie theaters, then watch it wherever you want.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter to me. Thank you. See y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm Leo Meal.
I'm Millicent Hales.
Micaela.
I'm Micaela Whitman.
I'm Kasusha Genenfeld.
I'm Ashley Moore.
This is perfect, and you're on Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy.
I said straw hat daddy.
Oh.
Freudian slip.
Daddy.
thank you so much for coming to talk to me, everyone. I saw this movie last night, and I love movies that have like a coming of age film feel that kind of like deal with what it's like to still be an adult, right? Like figuring things out, like, you know, finding your community and things of that sort. And I feel like that's the strongest part of this movie, is finding that community. So Millicent, can you talk to me about kind of like creating a film? Caught you off guard there, didn't I?
I'm a jumper inner, you know, like I love someone to start, and then I'm like, and then I like run through them.
No worries. But I really do feel like you crafted something special here when it comes to finding like community and people that you just meet. And so I want to know, like, the main character, you actually had to get lost in order to find it. And I feel like that's a big theme in life. You got to get lost to get found. So can y'all like give me an example, just personally, like what was a moment where you felt at your most lost, and it was the people that helped you find yourself and like put you in this position that you are today?
Yeah, I think it was, I had a low point in life where I was like, when am I getting my next project? I'm like losing my shit. I'm like, and then you know what? I had a meeting with Millie, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then I found my community. You know, it honestly was this project that like got me out of the slumps, and I was just like down, and I was like, guys, like I'm like hitting my reps up. I'm like, what? I need to, like, we got to get something, like, you know. And then, this really helped. And then I met incredible people and found that community.
Literally see you find yourself in real time when you watch this movie.
Yes.
I like the extra dimension there. That's cool.
I have to agree with that. I had a terrible year, the year that this project came into my lap. And I was just like screaming in my head. Like, I was like, please, like, someone hear me, God hear me, something hear me. Like, I am going to, I was like, I'm going to be in trouble. Like, I'm going to have a problem.
I got to pay my taxes.
And then this came through. So same answer as Ashley.
I love that.
I
You were
don't
thinking
know.
hard on it. I saw it. You were like, ooh.
Yeah, this is a deep question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have the answer right now, because I think the transformations that I've been going through lately have been rooted in finding parts of myself that I didn't know were there.
Right.
And so there is a sort of more introspective aspect to my spiritual journey right now. Like an example, we had a flood in my basement in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And water remediation and mold remediation is so expensive because they know that they could charge you whatever.
Yeah.
So I made a little hazmat suit out of a garbage bag. I put on a shower cap, goggles, face mask, and I went down there and I dealt with it myself. Okay. And I was like, Leo,
I know
like,
who to call.
I know, that's fucking
I was like, Leo,
right.
you are house daddy. Like, you got this. Like, go to Home Depot, get the sheetrock saw. You could do it. Like, and I discovered within myself the capacity to take care of things in a way that in the past I've always felt like, oh, I just have to hire someone. I just have to pay someone else to do this thing, versus, you know, that really cliche thing, going on YouTube and learning how to do it myself. And like this sort of self-sufficiency and this new chapter of adulthood, of taking care of my family. My partner has a kid. It's a big maturation process for me. That's where I've been at this time. And I think when we shot this, I was in the moment before this moment. So I was just thriving with these guys in the desert, no cares in the world, like no floods. So yeah, this was a really sweet gift amidst this little chapter that I've been inside of.
I love that. We didn't forget about you. It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a question.
I was gonna give it to Millicent,
No,
but
I was still thinking about Leo, like, you know.
I think for me, the first thing that came to my mind was, so I'm originally from Russia, and I moved to the United States when I was 14 years old, all by myself. And I think also reason why I relate to this film so much is like this, idea of finding your own family. And that's kind of what happened to me when I was a kid, because I was all on my own, and it was very scary to move here.
Yeah.
But I found so many friends along the way that I'm still really close with to this day. And I think I always cherish those, because it's also just cool to be friends with people that have known you for, 17, 16 years and have seen you grow up. And, when I first moved here, I had a really thick Russian accent and people couldn't understand me, and just having these people in my life now and seeing how much I've grown has been really cool. And obviously with all these amazing people, like, we became kind of a little family too, making this film. And I just love the idea of choosing your own family and having wonderful people in your life that support you. And I felt that way, especially working with director Millicent Hales over here. She's amazing and makes everybody feel so welcomed and appreciative.
Oh, thank you. I'm shy. I mean, I guess you know, I don't want to just pile on top of perfect here and be like, it was perfect and I found myself. But I think I was working in this weird loop that I wasn't necessarily enjoying. I didn't feel like I was making work that I was proud of, or that felt like me, or that you know, had, I don't know. I think writing the film with my co-writer and mood boarding and coming up with what is the essence of the film was actually really therapeutic, and it was really nice to sort of go back through life and think of experiences or little bits that we can then inject into the script, and then how that works on camera too. So yeah, it's been a few years in the making of just exploring that and who I am and my queerness too, and then seeing it on screen is a whole nother thing. But again, it's community, and it's working with people that you love and that you trust, and that does take you out of the low, because it's like you said the other day, it's like summer camp. Or our film essentially was summer camp, except, you know, it's the burning fucking heat and we're all sweating and dying together. But yeah, you know, making something with people is very special and uplifting.
I love this. I love this conversation right now. Now we're going to get a little deeper, because
deeper than
we're going
that.
to get a little
Deeper
deeper than that. It's what
we're
I
in the
do,
basement
you know?
already.
What I like
like
to talk about. But I was having a conversation with Ryan Coogler a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about making a movie is like a weird thing, because you make a movie at one point in time and you're releasing it to a completely different world. Yeah. So like, I don't know how long it was since you filmed this movie, but since this movie was being filmed to now, we've had queer romances really like having a moment right now. I mean, you look at Heated Rivalry and things of that sort. So can you talk to me about kind of like filming the movie and then releasing it during this time where queer romance is like having a moment and taking advantage of it, and like, you know, just doing that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely exciting.
It's the perfect timing.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. It's really weird. It's weird shooting something and then working on it for a certain amount of time, and that's your baby. And you know, I definitely felt quite private about it when working on it, because I wanted everyone to see themselves in the best light and their work in the best way. So I didn't want to give anyone some fucking shitty R1 to see, you know. Right. But it's precious. And then when it does finally, you know, and you're in a certain stage in your life, you know, making things for a certain reason and working with people for a certain reason, you're surrounding yourself with these things for a certain reason. And then, you know, time can go by and maybe you're in a different place now emotionally or whatever, and but that in itself is also kind of crazy and special too, because it's like it almost has like another rebirth, which is very, very exciting. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy that it's coming out now and people are seeing it now, with, you know, what else is out there in the media. I'm really happy that, you know, queer stories are being told even more.
It's incredible stuff. Can we like hype up Julia really quick, since like, you know, she can't be here to hype up herself?
No, she's
like,
here. You don't see her.
Hey,
the
Julia.
ghost.
How's it going?
Julia, come out, girl.
Yeah, she's.
She is such a she is such a presence in this movie that whenever she's off screen, you notice, and whenever she's on screen, you're just like locked into like what she's doing. Can you talk to me about kind of like her aura whenever she would like be on set, and like the choices that she was making, how those choices inspired you? Because I've spoken to her myself, and every time I'm done talking to her, I just go, something in me is kind of like changing a little bit, like, you know, you know. So I would like to know your perspective on working with Julia from that as well.
I think that's an Ashley question, perhaps. But okay. I mean, I can start it off. You know,
everyone looks at everyone like.
Well, she is a big presence, and that's fantastic. You know, and she really embodied the role, and it was just fantastic. I mean, with Julia, but also with everybody, we tried to be really collaborative, and I can think of a certain instances where Julia would have the script and she was like, do you know what, you know, after playing Mallory all day and then we're on the last scene, she's like, I really don't think after that, like, she would say that, let's go for this. And then we would But it was a lot of that with all of us. You know, I would always say, if you don't like that, or if you don't feel that resonates with the character or what we're doing right now, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking change it. Who cares? You know, let's make it the best that we can, or it still feels authentic. So Julia was really on that.
Yeah,
and really wanted to represent Mallory to the best.
That's definitely how she helped me out too. Is just like, you know, not being afraid to speak up and be like, oh, can we try it this way? Or like, you know, I you know, but also she just had so many great ideas, and she was a lot of fun to work with, and she kind of broke me out of my shell. And then I definitely, when it came to like the intimacy scenes, like we both, like, we had an intimacy coach, and she was just like, should we just do it ourselves? Like, just go, like, yeah, they're there, but like, I feel like it'd be better this way, and like more like realistic. And I was like, yeah, let's go for it. And like, you know, we're rolling around in the bed and some things happen.
Yeah.
You know,
natural, it's organic.
You know, but I love that. And I love that about her. And she just made me feel like really safe and comfortable, and to like explore new things.
Yeah.
You know, so she's amazing.
I like to know that, you know, she was kind of like the one spearheading like those type of like natural movements and those intimacy scenes, because this is a very sex positive movie. And while I was watching those scenes, I was just kind of like, wow, pregnancy sex. Like, you don't see this.
It was very different from anything that I've done.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? Wait. Okay, flip this way. I can't get around this. But no, it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, but I mean, casting Julia and working with her when she has been pregnant as well was amazing, because I haven't, you know. So I asked her a lot of questions. You know, what is this like? What is that? You know, how heavy would this be? You know, how would you maneuver yourself in this way when we were shooting the intimate scenes? So I mean, fountain of knowledge, this lady.
It's great. It's great stuff. All right, so now this is the moment that you've been waiting for sure, but like, I gotta ask this question. I like to get to know my guests about who they are, about what, and by way of that, asking them what are their movies that changed their brain chemistry. So now I'm gonna ask you to recommend me a movie that changed your brain chemistry.
I mean, the one I always watch over and over and over. I think I must be the only person in the world to have watched Pride and Prejudice over again. But the Keira Knightley, I'm sorry, I can't. With the Matthew McFadden, like I just can't. I'm such a Jane Austen girl. Like I can't stop. I can't stop with that. But I mean, if we're talking about more recent films, A Different Man fucking broke me. After Sun was incredible.
After Sun, my gosh.
All of Us Strangers as well, and Blue Jean.
You
really
got
moved
taste.
me.
You got a certain taste in these types of
I'm trying.
I like this. All right, who wants to go next?
Okay, for contrast in vibe, I'll go next. Titan by Juliette Ducournau.
Okay.
Beautiful French queer filmmaker. Have you guys seen this movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, so I'm writing this down.
What?
I'll have to. It's insane.
I'm trying to be an ally.
Have a film podcast, man.
You better ally
It won the Palme d'Or in 2021. 2021.
Actually, I have heard about this. I just haven't seen it, so I gotta.
Yeah. It's so visually stunning and emotionally resonant and horrifying and funny. And I think what she revealed to me as a filmmaker was that you could bring like how do I say this? Like, there would be these scenes in the film that almost operate outside of the narrative and make you feel like you're watching just for the sake of how the image is going to affect your body as you then go into the next chapter of the story, if that makes sense. Like, the images would be integrated into the narrative, but it would also serve as these standalone kind of trance moments. And an example of this, it's always to do with dancing or moving the body. So like the main character is dancing with this person who she's pretending is her father. And they're wrestling, but they're dancing, and it's euphoric and it's erotic, even though they're sort of so-called related. I don't know. And so you understand like what's underneath masculinity and what's underneath a father-son dynamic, that there is this sort of erotic charge of the father wanting the son to be vital because he can't anymore.
This is very interesting.
Bro, it's so good. It's so good.
It's like an emotional primer for the next scene.
That's how I think it functions, even though a lay audience member might not get that from that moment. If you really study the film, you understand that that's, I think, what the filmmaker
That's why they
is
have
doing.
people like me and you, so we can like help them out.
But that's probably one of my favorite films. And then shout out to Brandon Cronenberg. He's like he's a weirdo, but like
We love the Cronenberg
Possessor with Andrea Riseborough and Chris Abbott playing Andrea Riseborough inside of his body.
It's such a good film.
Yo, that shit slaps. It's so trans.
We appreciate Cronenberg here.
Yeah. So, anyways, those are my recs.
Yeah.
All right. Have you heard of Brokeback Mountain? No, I'm just kidding.
A little film.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I'm obsessed with the film Leon the Professional with Natalie Portman. I mean, I have it tattooed on me, but I truly think it's just because I had, grew up with daddy issues, and like I just like connected with her on like just wanting that love, and like she found that, and I was just like, but that's a film I can watch all day, every day, and I just love how it's very chaotic and it's insane, but just that the love that they couldn't get away with that film today.
Yeah,
but
of
the love
course.
that those two had, I just grasped onto, and it was like
You and I could bond over our daddy issues.
Yes,
so like
we can talk later with that. I had lots to say, but yeah. It's probably one of mine, and then Lion King, and a few others.
Listen, if we're going that direction,
Lion King is good, man.
Yeah,
I cry every single time.
I call it the Ashley double feature.
Yeah.
I literally watched Frozen the other day, and I was like tears welling up. But it's just because of what's his name, Olaf.
Yeah.
Hot take. I think Olaf should have died in that movie. Like I think he should have
Right, get out of here.
Listen,
We're done here.
Is Olaf the snowman?
The snowman.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it would have been
That's so
emotionally
cool.
more impactful.
Crazy thing to say.
Savage.
He said some people are worth melting for, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a sacrifice. He was like, bitch, and then he not for you though. He literally was like, not for you though. So that's for Olaf. I'm like,
yeah, but he's giving it. It's real.
Listen, if
He's
Ray
great.
dies,
That's a hot
Princess and the
take.
Frog, Olaf can die in Frozen.
True.
That's just my take.
True.
You killed Ray, you gotta kill Olaf too.
True.
All right, Micaela, and then we'll end it off.
Well, I mean, you did tip us off to this question, so immediately I've had this answer.
Locked and loaded.
What came to mind? I have a lot of favorite movies, but in terms of changing my brain chemistry, Somewhere in Time.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's like the ultimate love story. It's like love through. I mean, I can't say anything.
I love
It's
time
all a
romance
spoiler.
movies too.
Yeah.
Where like the time traveler? Like no.
Not the time traveler's wife.
Not the time
Not
traveler's wife. Or About Time.
It's
Yeah, it's the third
Somewhere
one.
in time.
I mean, Ashley, you're still thinking about Lion King. That's what's happening. She's still on that Lion King shit.
Can we just appreciate that there's like a lot of time travel love movies like out there?
That
like,
is.
That's
Yeah.
really good. My personal, I'm not gonna spoil it, but fuck, I gotta say it now. Your Name is one of those type of.
Oh, I love that
movies.
one.
Your
That's
Name
another
is-
one
Your
that
Name is like I have 4 movies that are perfect: Shawshank Redemption, E.T., Her, Your Name.
Her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Her is my favorite movie of all time.
Also, side note, have you guys watched I Origins?
Which one?
Is it I Origins? No.
Nope.
Okay, forget it.
No,
Scratch
I'm
that.
watching
Pronounce
it.
it.
You mean
Lion King?
iRobot?
No.
Origins, like the Chloe Zhao,
Where is
their
that?
superhero movie
X-Men
kind of.
Origins?
IORIGIN. It's where like
I don't know.
she died. Wait, should I? Wait, what's happening?
Does anyone know this movie out there? Does anyone know? What's the answer?
Sat here shading. Origins, X-Men Origins.
No one's ever brought up X-Men Origins.
Well,
Ever.
we fucking brought it up now.
Best movie of all time.
I clapped to
Let's
that.
talk about the whole fucking franchise.
We can't. I think we only have like 30 seconds left,
Okay.
so it's all
Oh,
on you now.
I was just gonna say mine is very cinematography-esque answer. I love Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky. That
Slay.
film like really actually changed my brain the way I like approach filmmaking. I just think it's so gorgeous and so fun, and they just loved using lots of wides, lots of zooms, lots of oneers, which we both love.
love a oneer.
We have a lot of oneers in Perfect.
Yep.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Well, you're-
It's just stunning. And the thing that's a little fun fact about the film is they shot that movie 3 different times.
Like all the way through?
Yeah, because the first time the director didn't like it just didn't work, and they were like, we got to redo it. The second time they shot it, there was something wrong with the film. They shot this in the 70s. And so they were like, the film is weird. It's green. It's got a weird tint. So we got to do it again. And they shot the film 3 times.
That's
amazing. And this is a morbid fact, but they shot this at a radiation place where there's a lot of radiation, and the director and the actor all ended up getting cancer, which is crazy, and dying. But what's crazy is that it's like dying for your art.
Damn.
It's like, yeah, but it's poetic in the most fucked up way.
It's poetic and crazy.
Kind of beautiful, but
like
also
incredibly dark poetry, just like crazy.
I didn't know.
Anyway, it's like a lot of weird facts like that about him. Like as a filmmaker, I just think it's obviously really crazy, but also kind of cool that, he needed that movie to be so perfect that he had to do it 3 different times that caused him his health. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, what is perfect?
If I feel like I can't do something, this person shot it 3 times, died for this. He gives a whole new. We died for this. Why am I joking about this?
Yeah.
I've got a morbid sense of humor. But
I have too.
My gosh. Well, thank you. I think that's all the time that we have. But thank you so much for talking to me about your movie. I had a really good time with this.
Thank you. So fun.
No, this is great.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
I'm glad that we were able to do this, me and you personally, because we've been trying to.
I've been waiting for this moment.
This moment right here. All right. So why don't you let the cameras know where you can see your movie?
You can see our movie at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And then follow us on Instagram, This Perfect Movie.
Yes,
right?
This Perfect Movie. Lots of updates, lots of BTS, lots of cute little things on there.
We love that. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening, guys. I'm Juju Green, aka Stry Goofy. Can I be your movie guy?
Hi, my name is Brett Donahue.
My name's Ruth Goodwin.
And I'm Aisha Evelyna. And you're on.
This is
Seahorse.
Seahorse.
This is Seahorse. And you're on.
And you're on
Get
Wrecked.
With Straw Hat
Goofy.
I love it. I love this so much. Hi, guys. We're at South by Southwest, and I'm with the cast, as you can see, from the movie Seahorse, which is premiering here. Thank you so much for coming to the studio today. This is very exciting for me.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're thrilled.
Okay, so I think some of you guys know why we're here. The show is called Get Wrecked. I'm asking everyone, I ask everyone on my show, because I feel like whenever you talk about your favorite movies, you can learn about a lot of who people are. So what is a movie that changed your brain chemistry that you could recommend us?
Okay. Does anyone want to go first?
I'll go, but I have 3, actually. If
Go
it's
for
okay.
3.
So, yeah, when I was young, I would spend summers with my grandma in Saskatoon. It's like in the prairies of Canada, way off. Not a big place. And she didn't, there was Blockbusters, but she didn't have a card, so we would go to the library, and there was 3 movies that I would rent, just repeat after repeat after repeat on
That's
site.
a throwback library.
And it was The Birds.
Okay. That Alfred Hitchcock?
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Nice.
And then Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nice.
Yes!
So
okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite quote from the movie?
What's she gonna do? Nibble your? What are you gonna do? Nibble? What is he? What are you gonna do? Nibble my bum? That.
That was so worth all your takes on that. I'm so glad we got all that. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? It's gonna get worse and worse.
Hey, governor, come.
They were just getting on me about my terrible British accent too. So I'm glad you did it, because now that sounds like me and you are right here.
I could have done Knights and Knee. I could have done Shrubbery. I could have done all that.
My
show was Nibble Your Bum. I'm glad that it's being documented for the world.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is gonna be the clip that we start the whole show off with.
Okay, good.
Don't even worry.
No context. Just
context. We're just jumping in. Literally, it's gonna be that, and then we're gonna play the theme music.
That's perfect.
Amazing.
You should do that.
We're gonna do it. It's already locked in. It's happening. My personal favorite line is, I spit in your general direction.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. Yeah. Now go away, or I will assault you for a second time. I love Monty Python.
I love it.
It's great. All right, Ruth, you had some time.
Okay, I have had some time. We were braced about this question outside, and I had one movie that came into my head, and I can't get it out of my head now. And I don't know if it's the movie, but something about me, I love musicals. I really love musicals. I have
Like she listens to the genre musicals.
I would say that is my.
That's her genre. Like
It's
on her
really,
Spotify.
it's so embarrassing. I try not to.
Do you want to do some of the words to Hamilton?
I don't know. Because all my friends, because I think people think I have cool music recommendations, and I'm like, if it's not a musical, I haven't heard it.
Sounds like you need better.
But
friends.
I am. Thank you. But I am up with the latest musicals. Anyway, a movie that genuinely is one of my favorite movies of all time and did change my brain chemistry is Sister Act 2.
Oh, yeah.
2 specifically.
Yeah, Lauryn
one
Hill.
is okay, like one is great. 2, Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
Hold on. Like
that's when they sing "Where Jesus Walks," right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
when Jesus walks. Like I can't do it, but like
But it's like
I tried
That's
because
it.
of that movie so many times.
What's your favorite line in do an accent?
No, thank you.
You mean you don't?
No.
We're just gonna put them all in the front.
Yeah,
It's a good try.
Skip over that.
Yeah.
My
Good
best
try.
Maggie Smith.
I was gonna say
also
Whoopi
one of
Goldberg.
Maggie Smith's forgotten great roles.
Yes, I honestly forgot about it
Yeah.
until just now. She
Uh-huh.
was in that movie.
Yep.
Wow.
No, I mean the whole. Anyway, I'm gonna listen to the soundtrack on the way home now that I've got it in my head.
Okay.
You should. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to you for my musical recommendation now because I love musicals as well.
Do you?
So I do.
I can write
The
a
way
whole
your
list.
eyes lit up when you said that. Really?
I can write you a
don't
whole
get
list.
this a lot, do you?
No, I really don't. Aisha came to a musical.
I remember this. Yes.
Aisha came to like a musical rave night with me.
It was so sweet. It was so sweetie.
So embarrassing.
And then, oh my gosh, there was everybody in the. There was a song that was happening, and everyone kept on like jumping in the air, and I was like,
It was
"What
a
is-"
Hamilton song.
No, it was
To
Newsies.
the groom.
Oh.
To the bride.
To the bride. Oh, it's a Hamilton song.
To the sweat. No, right.
Yeah. Wait, you haven't watched Hamilton then? So okay. To the hope that you provide, you provide, you provide. Okay. See, I would
Yeah,
invite
'cause
me
they
next
have-
time because I would have appreciated that.
They have these like nights where you can go. It's like in a cool bar, but instead of like cool music, they play musicals.
It was
Okay,
fun.
bad.
I like.
Great.
We listened to Rent. 525,000.
1,600 minutes.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Seasons of Love. All right, we're gonna put a pin in the musical because we could talk about that all day. But I would love to know your.
Okay,
movie.
so my like if I'm in front of like filmmakers, because there's different ones, and like they
You
will
code switch for filmmakers.
I code switch for a filmmaker. Listen, I didn't know who a filmmaker was yesterday, and I said like the wrong thing in front of the wrong people, and they were like, "Pardon me," and they're like, "Your film is in competition. You don't know who that is?" And I was like, "No." So. Kids, Larry Clark, 1995,
Yeah.
Chloe Sevigny, Rosario Dawson,
Rosario Dawson.
Telly,
Yep.
Very Bad
She
Man.
was like 13 in that movie.
He was a kid, actually. He was 14. Yeah. And like the casting process, I just think it's really, I remember watching that movie and I was like, oh my God, film can be like this.
Yeah.
And then Another Earth by Britt Marling.
I didn't see this one.
Oh my goodness, you must. It's like, it was a Sundance like winner, I think 2012. And
I love her.
she's so great.
She's so cool.
Britt, I love you. Call me. And so, multi-hyphenate filmmaker, because I didn't know you could write something and act in it. And I remember closing my laptop and I was like, that's what I want to do. And then, because it's the best movie of all time, Finding Nemo. Hell yeah.
Sup?
That's what's
Okay.
up.
I can't, who was I just talking to about Finding Nemo? It was Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and we were talking about underrated movies. And Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball came up, and I was like, that is on the same level as like a Finding Nemo because it's a movie that we know is good, but we don't talk about how good it is. It's like you say it, and people go like, yeah, of course, Finding Nemo is a masterpiece.
But it's a masterpiece.
But why are we still talking about Toy Story? We should keep talking about Toy Story. Don't be crazy.
Agreed.
But
We
put
love
Finding
it.
Nemo with Incredibles, with that, put it with all those, put it with us.
Put respect on its name.
Thank you very much.
I want to go as far as to say though, I think Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs just made like there was a list in the New York Times of like the top 100 movies from the 21st century, which is kind of like you kind of mix up the 90s and the 2000s when you think of 20th. But Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs was on there.
Oh, give me that list.
Yeah,
I'ma send it
it's
to them.
worth just going through and watching.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes me
every
really
one of
happy
them.
because they describe that movie as the uncut cocaine of all their movies. And I'm like, it's part of the 100, baby.
Oh my God.
That's great. I hope that's right. I hope I didn't just make that up.
They need to make another one, and it could be like the heroine of their trilogy, I guess. All right,
so good.
Let's talk about Seahorse with the Finding Nemo transition, right?
Yep.
Now, Seahorse, I was very interested in the title of this movie while I was watching it, and similar to Finding Nemo, similar to all movies with themes of like fatherhood, parenthood, and things of that sort, I get wrecked.
Oh my God, what's the show called again?
Plug on my own show, not tacky at all. But I legitimately get emotionally wrecked with anything that has to do with like stories about fathers. And Finding Nemo does that. This movie did that for me. And I was like, but why is it called Seahorse? I'm like trying to figure it out. But then I like started looking up some weird like seahorse fun facts in my research. And male seahorses are the ones that get pregnant.
Yeah, they're the ones that carry the little baby seahorse to term. And so I think it was because it's a story about many things, but it's a father-daughter story. That's one of the core relationships. It's kind of, just looking at how the father carries the child. Yeah. And then let me hit you with something else.
Hit me with it.
Okay, so the place in your brain that's responsible for memory and learning, this is the nerdy version of this that I only say to people that are like into it.
I'm into it.
So the place in your brain that's responsible for memory and learning is called your hippocampus. And the hippocampus is the Greek word for a seahorse because it's shaped like a seahorse in your brain. And because...
Oh, wait a minute.
And
that's good.
Because like she has to unlearn and she like parses through memories in the movie. That's kind of like memory and learning, like we break down to break through kind of vibe. And so like that was kind of underneath it as well.
Oh my nerd brain is like tickled with that information now.
Thank
now
you.
It's gonna be one of those like fun facts I just bring up to everybody. Did you know that
Please
Seahorse is
do.
called Seahorse? I'm so down for this. And so now I'm glad that you brought up like the idea of like memory in this movie, because there's a lot of dream sequences in this movie that like for a minute I was like, why is there sand coming out of her ceiling? Like and then the final scene in this movie is just,
we can't talk about the ending.
We're not gonna talk about it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But just talk to me about just kind of like the decision to kind of like do these dream sequences in this way. I think they're incredible.
Well, okay, it's twofold. So firstly, I wanted it to be water, but water is expensive and we are a micro budget indie. And so my producer's like, can you do literally anything else? And so funny enough, it was her idea. She was talking about the most terrifying thing in The Mummy, where like the mummy moves through a keyhole and like the sand spills down. From the keyhole.
Oh yeah.
And then it was the summer and I was looking up at my ceiling fan and then I was like, what if sand were the thing? And I think it actually is like, it works better when it comes to sand as a motif.
Yes.
Cinema language, that kind of thing. It works better for, I guess like the metaphor of it all. It just works better. The impermanence of time with sand, like sand in an hourglass, that kind of thing. And so like that's what the idea came from, like not having the resources to shoot at a studio and like play in water.
Yeah.
And so there was that, but I think going back to your question, I think is about like the sand and like why.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think it's about the impermanence of time. Where like there's and also in this, I tried to make this story as relatable as possible. And you know when you're experiencing something, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know there's something wrong, kind of thing.
Yes.
And
like a dream.
Exactly. And like that's kind of like the impermanence of it, like the fact that it slips through your fingers and like and also for me, I kind of really like magic realism. I wouldn't say I'm a daydreamer, but I don't know, I've always gravitated to the genre and like when we kind of break reality. That's just, as a thing I like.
I just gotta say, like the use of that, and like, you know, I'm gonna go back to another Pixar movie like Soul. There's one scene in the movie Soul, just one, where they're on the beach, right? And he's on the beach with his mom. They have their toes in the sand, and it's part of that memory, which, like, you know, now I'm understanding it a lot more that you're talking about it. But the thing that I love about like the sand motif and in relation to this in this movie is like, again, the impertinence of time. Your memory is literally like just time personified in like your head. But then the movie ends in the water, and I don't want to like spoil too much. But water is all about like a healing quality, right? And so there's a dichotomy there that I really love how that works. So thank you for that. But I also want to talk about your characters, Ruth and Brett, like the big theme that I found in this movie, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but the themes of like empathy and the lack of empathy, especially in the space of like mental health and how like being in a stressful environment, like the service industry, and like you kind of like have like massive empathy, you kind of have the big lack of it. When you read that in the script, like was that something that immediately drew you to your characters? Was that theme something that you were just kind of like, oh my God, I've never seen this like portrayed in this way before? Especially being a couple, right? Like
Yeah.
we both like have to work together, but also like be on the opposite sides of.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I think my character and to some degree, like what we both represent. What I was really interested by was how. I mean, I love obstacles and conflict in all performance, and how much of a mental obstacle they are for Aisha's character, like throughout the whole piece. And what I enjoyed in filming and also in like working with Aisha, I've known Aisha for a long time. What I enjoyed the most was just sort of milking it for as much conflict and obstacles that we could present to this character, because that is what I think in life, when we are in these like drowning moments, it really is these sort of microaggressions that I think my character has some empathy, but in just such a clueless way that is not useful to the situation at all. And I just thought that was really exciting. That kind of work really excites me in storytelling.
It's like having the empathy, but not understanding how hard the game is. And I
Totally.
love that line, right?
Yeah, and thinking that the empathy is enough, and why isn't she grateful for the empathy? Like, and even that is like yet another weight. Like, I think Aisha built a beautiful script where it actually is sort of death by 1,000 cuts. It's not one thing. It's a bunch of not minor things, but micro things from the way people look to like a missed phone call to et cetera, et cetera.
And Brett, you're giving a lot of cuts. Like
a lot of cutting.
There's a lot of cutting from you in this
movie.
But he's so nice though. He's literally an angel.
I find that the people who play like the meanest characters are always the nicest people. So that's why I'm really excited to talk to you.
So it's actually then fun to cut all that time.
Yeah.
Like doing all those cuts. It's really it's enjoyable for me when I kind of can go, oh, how can I be someone that I would just detest to see interact with people around them? And I think it's really interesting when and how we interact with people that we're closest to, because I often think we can be the most cutting to the people that we have the most intimacy with.
Yes.
Because we have a depth there that I would never say this to a stranger, but because there's so much expectation, I feel comes a bit from history with someone as well. Right. Because you know them, you have an understanding together, you've lived so long in each other's lives, so then therefore you can be a little bit more direct or put a bigger load on someone. And it was really interesting to see how we could kind of play off one another and play like, okay, well, you have to do this because she's your friend, or I'll be more direct now because you're not doing it. Like one of us has to be the stern voice to kind of shake this person back to it. So that was, I think that was really fun in looking on how we could play off one another to just kind of dial things up and then dial things back, come at it from a more empathetic approach or come at it from a more like demanding approach. But certainly for me, if I can be a bit of an asshole on something, it's always a little.
Well, I appreciate that it wasn't like a one-note asshole, right? Because
well, that's important, right?
Yeah,
because it's not just about being villainous or completely unsympathetic. Like it has to come from somewhere. In the situation, I think, the high-pressure situation of us trying to,
of course,
for all of us, because what's interesting about that is that we're all on the line for this thing. We're all going to really fail hard if this goes down.
Right.
And do we have time to really sit and have the patience for one another when there is such a pressure cooker? I thought that was really, like, if there was maybe 3 weeks added to this story, we might be having a different conversation in a different way, but we don't have that.
And sorry, go on.
No. I was gonna say watching The Bear really prepared me for like understanding the high pressure situation that everyone. So even though someone's either being an asshole or someone's being empathetic while still not understanding the game, like I was like, I understand the situation that's being presented from everyone here. So it's like I'm in your camp where I was like, man, fuck you, man, but I get it, but fuck you, like, you know.
I think that for me personally, I think restaurants and strip clubs, very good microcosms for like the world at large.
Okay.
And so when like speaking to what Brett just said about speaking to what you just said about like we want to be empathetic with each other but like we can't because we're all on the line with something, that's capitalism. Like we'd like to be able to stop and do the blah blah blah, but like, oh sorry, I have to go make some money. And like that's the push and pull. So like from a high level like macro like looking down at the story that I tried to build, it was just looking at like, especially like looking at the unhoused populations in Toronto. Like Toronto has a housing crisis. I will say it again. Toronto has a housing crisis. We have to fix it. Anyway, so because
slow it down too.
and so because of that, like the relationship between the three of us was kind of representational of the push and pull of like doing the right thing for people, but then also needing to do the right thing for yourself. And like, what is the right thing? Because there are so many issues that are like systemic, endemic, that like we just don't know how to solve because we don't have time to even.
Right.
Or like we don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, and then it gets, and so that's what I tried to build within this.
I have a nerd translator whenever I hear these things. It's just how my mind works. And I just can't help but think of Avatar: The Last Airbender and the character of Zuko, how he had to do things for himself in order to help everything at large instead of buying into the system that was put in place. The Fire Nation. I don't know if you guys have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's fine if you haven't. This is my recommendation to you on Get Wrecked. Watch Avatar. I will say this. Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, played by Dante Bosco, has the greatest character arc that you will ever see in pop culture.
Oh, cool.
Period. He is a young Fire Nation prince, and they literally colonialized the whole world. They've been at war with the rest of the world for 100 years, and he was banished because he spoke out of turn in a war meeting as a child. So at the age of 13, he's literally on the run trying to find the Avatar, who was missing for 100 years, mind you. And so throughout the journey, you find out that, is my country the bad guys? Well, also he's like, well, I'm the prince of the Fire Nation. So it's a very interesting character thing.
We're doing good things, right? We're good.
I don't need to see it because I've seen it now. Like that, I loved that.
And he shoots fire out of his hands. Thank you so much for the podcast. Everyone, I'm here with the cast of Seahorse. Can you please let everyone know where they can see your movie?
You can see our movie tonight, or today rather, at its world premiere screening at 2:45 p.m. at the Alamo Lamar. We screen again on Wednesday, and I think that Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Look at that.
At the Alamo Lamar.
Please check your South by Southwest app.
I was right. Thank you.
She was right. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And as always, can I be your movie guy?
My name is Charlie Tyrell. I'm here with the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocaloptimist, and this is Get Wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy.
Hey everyone, I am Raskin. I'm the co-founder for Center for Humane Technology, as well as the Earth Species Project. I'm here with Charlie as part of the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocaloptimist, part of the Wrecked podcast with Straw Hat Goofy.
Guys, thank you so much for coming to talk with me today. This is like, honestly, I saw the doc a couple weeks ago. Could not get it out of my brain. There is a lot to discuss here, and good thing we have, about 20 minutes here to like really get into it. So let's jump into it. So I usually start my conversations on the show. The reason why it's called Get Wrecked is because I feel like you can learn a lot about people and who they are and how they came up by what is their favorite movie that changed their brain chemistry. So now I'm going to ask you that question. What is a movie that changed your brain chemistries?
I'll start. And this is something where, like, probably if you asked me 10 minutes from now, I'd have a different answer.
Ooh, okay.
Because there's not, like, the one. There's a whole kind of experience of movie watching as being a kid, and I could pick so many things at whatever's convenient at the moment. But probably Akira.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
That was one where, like, and I work in a lot of animation. I kind of have fun with it, but it's for adults more usually.
Yeah.
And that was a film where it was like that transition from like being a kid and watching very light, whimsical, Disney kind of space of animated films to like, oh, this is older. This is for grown-ups. This is something that has more mature themes. And then just that depth of story and the craftsmanship in that film. Like, definitely messed me up a bit because it put me here and doing this rather than having a real job and stability.
Now you can't do anything else because of Akira.
Fuck.
Also, like, how iconic is the Akira bike slide? Like when I talk to people about exactly what you're saying, like when people talk about animation, they sometimes just like, oh, you mean the Pixar and the whimsy and like for kids. And I say, listen, some of your favorite films were inspired by Akira. My aunt, like, and I get into this whole thing. You were asking me earlier before we started, like, what is it that I do? My whole job is that I talk about movies. I love film. I try to get people into film through my love of movies. And so my aunt doesn't understand that, and she still doesn't take my recommendations. So I will tell her, like, oh, yeah, watch this movie. Sometimes she will, sometimes she won't. The one movie that she really likes that I recommended her was Chronicle, which is heavily based off of Akira. So I was trying to tell her about, like, anime and, like, you know, why I like these things. And she said, yes, but they're just for kids. I go, you remember Chronicle? Like, Akira is literally like this direct inspiration of that.
One of your aunt's favorite movies is Chronicle as well.
It's great. Like, come on. Like, that was a proud moment for me as like a movie recommendation guy, especially as someone who literally, like, for her, she just goes like, you have weird taste in movies. It is what it is. But I'm like, Chronicle is one of those I'm like, I will not stand for slander on, like, at all. But I would love to know yours, Asa. What is your...
Have you seen... It's a documentary called A Television Event.
No, I haven't.
Highly recommended.
I'm writing this down now.
Because it chronicles the story of the film The Day After.
Okay.
And The Day After was a 1982 film, so a little before I was born. And it was a telling of what would happen the day after nuclear war. And... It just walks people through that story, and it was the most, I think it still is the most synchronously watched television event in world history. 100 million Americans tuned in on a Tuesday night, 7 p.m. to watch this film, and later was played in the USSR. And what it did is that it created a moment of shared clarity, where every mammal who watches this, whether you're Russian or whether you're American, is like, we don't want that future.
Right.
It takes this thing, global nuclear war, which like sounds scary, from an abstract to like a felt sense. It goes from a thing in your mind to a thing in your body.
Right.
And later there was the Reykjavik Accords when Reagan and Gorbachev got together and they started de-escalation. And the director for that film got a call from the White House that said, "Don't think your film didn't have anything to do with this." So this is a case where film and the ability to tell story let us fast forward into the future to discover that's not a future that we want. So that we could bring it back into the past or the present and change the direction, start nuclear disarmament. And that to me, like, it changed my brain chemistry, changed my orientation.
Right.
Because that means film, if done right, can forestall catastrophe. Like, we are humans. We're special in the sense that we get to predict the future so that we can change it.
Right.
That's what that film did. And in fact, I think the AI doc is in part, I think we're all inspired by that film as a kind of way of saying, can we fast forward? Can we show what will happen? What is the probable?
Turning a concept into something visceral for people to, like Asa said, feel it.
I have a lot to say about that. The first thing I want to say, a little bit of a jokey joke, is I thought, like,
I just want to keep picking movies that destroyed me for the rest of the I've been like, okay, there's that. Like,
you know what? That'll be our running joke for this episode because, like, I have plenty of movies like Watership Down, like
Dark Days.
Like, oh my gosh, we could keep going. But I was gonna make this joke about, like, I thought the most that we could do with film that would, like, actually make waves in culture is the Super Size Me doc and how we don't have super sizes anymore. But that's like on a massive scale, where it's like it does create this collective, like you said, consciousness of this is what we want. It reminds me of the film Watchmen, how like they all had to unite against the one common enemy in order to, and that's the only way to bring the world together.
And it was also part of the social dilemma, and that started. I mean, it's been 6 years now, but that started the wave that we see now, where India and Indonesia just said that they're going to ban social media for teens. Right. So now we have roughly 20-25% of the world population where the kids are like free, like, and have phone-free schools and things like that.
We're going to see some results of that soon too.
And I just testified 2 weeks ago in the landmark sort of big tobacco case.
Okay.
against Facebook for creating addictive designs. And right, so this big tobacco moment is coming. Like, these are also things that film can do.
Yeah.
Right. This is the power of film.
And I feel like this doc is like doing that. I can't wait for everyone to see it, because I feel like this was the first time that I got a lot of clarity on kind of like the state of AI, where it's going, what we can do. I like how this movie just doesn't present like, oh, this is AI, this is why we're fucked, this is why, you know, it actually says like, here's some solutions and here's what you can do as someone who may not understand all of it. But to go back to like the genesis of the movie, like it's very much framed from a parental standpoint. And I think that's like so smart, right? Because I have an 8-year-old daughter as well, and she's a total iPad kid. And like, you know, I do my best with like, you know, it's a real.
I don't know that term.
You don't know the iPad kid term?
No.
Oh my God. Do you know the iPad kid term? Wow. Yeah. So everyone behind the cameras, we know the iPad kid term, right? Like, have you ever heard iPad kid? No?
Oh, iPad.
No? Have you heard iPad kid?
Oh, I thought you said iPacket.
Oh, no, iPad.
Yeah.
The iPad kid. Okay.
Yeah. Screen baby. Yeah.
You're talking about brain-altering
pacifiers.
moments.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do what I can with, like, limiting screen time and everything, but I think about this all the time, is that, you know, I grew up as a kid just on, like, the balancing of, like, I used to go outside. I used to play with my friends, but there was like the start of like the internet and the YouTube. And like, it was like, for me, I'm very grateful for my childhood because we got the best of both worlds. My daughter is just fully locked in, and she knows what the internet is as soon as she's born, right? She's learning how to do things that I'm still learning how to do. And that, right, I'm like, what's this going to look like when she's eventually a parent? Like this world that she's going to inherit. So can you talk to me about kind of like making a film that like goes through the parental lens?
A part of that was one of the first goals with this film was to find a narrative structure to it that allowed people to engage with it, because it's a huge topic, it's a huge issue, but it's very easy to go into a space that's more lecturous, where it's just we're running down facts at you and talking,
rolling their eyes,
and after you hear 90 minutes, 2 hours of that, people drift off. So I guess the cheap thing I'm describing here is the entertainment value of the film needed something to give people a life raft to hold on to.
Right.
Now, there's a serendipity there, because Daniel was having his first son a few months into the production of this film.
Right.
I was having my first kid 6 days after him. So as co-directors, we were able to go, okay, well, we have this very unique perspective, or not actually that unique, outlook on the subject in that, like, what kind of world are we bringing our kids into? And with that, you know, once you can find something that there's nothing truly universal in terms of a story, but something that can reach enough people, because people that are parents, people who have parents or have aging parents, people who are parental figures to someone else, people who are just close with other human beings. That's what parenthood really is I'm not alone and you're not either, and we're going to be there for each other, right?
Yeah.
And so giving it that narrative structure just kind of got us the start with, okay, how can we build off of that? How can we use that as a skeleton, and how can we go to the specific topics and certain moments that we knew we were going to kind of calibrate into this story?
Yeah. So I find that right there was like my way into like truly connecting with the material that you guys presented, because again, I have all these thoughts. I've had all these thoughts of what does this world look like eventually, and how do I tackle this rising thing together with my daughter? How do I even explain this, right? Yeah. So I want us to kind of like look a little bit into the future, right? Like obviously we're wrestling with how do we like, you know, deal with being with our kids while it's rising, but when they're adults and they're parents, what does that look like, and how do you think they will tackle those type of things? Because at this point it's here, like we've either assimilated with it or we've been destroyed. Not trying to fearmonger, but it's a real possibility. But I'm just curious as to like you guys' thoughts on like what would it look like when our kids are eventually parents, and what type of unique things that they'll be facing in the world of AI that's fully here.
Yeah, it's a very challenging thing to predict now, more than like say 5 or 10 years out. And that's interesting, because note that 20 years ago, predicting 5 years or 10 years wasn't so hard.
Right.
And so something's happening, and that something is the exponential rate of change, where we will be getting, as Dario Amodei from Anthropic says, we will be getting a century's worth of technological and scientific progress in a decade. And eventually, within our kids' lifetime, if we all make it, that'll be within a single year. We've never had to deal with that rate of change. But something I think we have to deal with now, and what I think the film really points at, is that clarity brings agency. And that's not about being an optimist. It's not about being a pessimist. It's about seeing clearly so that we can try to navigate the world towards the good thing. Otherwise, actually calling yourself optimist or pessimist is almost like abdicating responsibility. But the thing we have to really take seriously, there's a concept called we were talking about this just a little bit ago, the resource curse. And the resource curse is like countries like Venezuela, where they make all of their money, the GDP comes off of their oil. So what happens? Well, the government's like, well, I can either invest money into my people and their education, or I can invest it into oil and infrastructure. One of these two things gives me power. I'm going to invest in that. And so you get Venezuela, where all of the money goes into oil infrastructure, very little into their people. What happens when intelligence becomes sort of abundant? We head into the intelligence curse, when military dominance, technological progress, scientific progress, medical progress, and GDP is all coming from AI, not from humans. Well, then the countries are incentivized to invest in data centers and solar panels, not in their people. And there is a very limited time, and it's going to happen within our lifetimes, that when corporations no longer depend on us for our cognitive labor, and governments no longer depend on us for our taxes, we become what Yuval Harari calls the useless class. Like, we're just like, we lose political and economic relevance. So if we do not want our kids to grow up in that very anti-human future, this is the moment to, like, say, sort of, no, we want to take a different path. Because imagine if in the next 5 years, the AI companies, instead of doing the intelligence curse, we do the intelligence dividend. And we say, actually, AI is different. We need to have AI essentially be like co-ops. Everyone needs to have ownership and like co-own these companies. Then we're no longer part of the useless class. We're part of the ownership class. And that's a very different world. That's a world that your kid would actually want to grow up in, because as intelligence grows, then all of our resource grows as humans. Because when in history has a small group of people amassed all the power and all the wealth and then intentionally redistributed it?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question to answer. Never. That was a riveting conversation. I really hope that we get to have it again sometime. Guys, see the AI doc.
Says it's been 5.
So back home in my studio in LA, we say, like, be prepared, because we really get into conversation and it's supposed to be 45 minutes. It turns into an hour and a half. So we just got like a tiny bit of that. Good hang. Guys, watch the AI doc, or How I Became an Apocaloptimist. And when is this coming out? When can everyone see this movie?
Well, if you're at South by Southwest, you can watch it here. And otherwise, March 27th in theaters in a lot of places. So if you're not right beside one, drive a few minutes and go there.
Yes. All right. Well, I wish we could talk more, but bye, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Juju Green, aka Straw Hat Goofy, your movie guy, and I'm chilling with my main man, Will Pearson, the head of iHeart Podcast. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
First time we've gotten a chance to sit down. I've been looking forward to this,
and I love this, dude. Like, I feel like you've really folded me into and made me feel welcome to the iHeart family. So, like, this moment right here is a big moment for me.
This was long overdue. We're glad you're here.
And now we're gonna talk a little bit about some movies, because I understand that you're a big movie fan as well.
Big movie fan.
You just gave me a recommendation just a second ago, and I'm about to write that down and, like, get on that right now, because now I feel bad that I'm stumped on that one. But talk to me a little bit before we get into that, just about coming to South by Southwest. How you feeling right now? Like, I saw the space for iHeart. It looks amazing. Like, I need to know how you feeling.
Isn't this place a paradise? So we're here at the Hotel St. Cecilia. This is our 5th year doing this. So I guess it was about 5.5, 6 years ago, we started noticing that South by was becoming almost like a podcast conference in itself. If you walk around, everybody's got a podcast, everybody's talking about podcasts, and we thought, you know, we really need to think about what sort of presence we want to have here. So we decided to rent out the Hotel St. Cecilia, which is this beautiful sort of escape from all the craziness of South by, and pull together some of our best podcasters and have conversations, have live podcasts, do things like this, be, you know, recording all weekend long. So this weekend, we've got an incredible lineup. Tonight, we're celebrating our partnership with TikTok, kicking off TikTok Radio here with iHeart. Tomorrow, we'll have a live recording of My Favorite Murder, one of the biggest and most legendary true crime podcasts. Nora Jones is coming here tomorrow night to perform, and it's going to be fantastic. And then we have a big dinner the following night where we'll have Will Ferrell, Ego Nwodim, Eric Andre, a lot of our team from what we call Big Money Players. That's our joint venture with Will Ferrell. So a weekend that's full of fun stuff.
I feel like a baby amongst all these names and everything. He said best podcasters, and I'm like, and me.
Yes, you're here. You're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. Yeah.
Thank you, man, for putting that battery in my back. That means a lot. Now, I'm going to ask you the big question.
Yes.
On Get Wrecked. All right. I need to know, what is a movie that changed your brain chemistry? I'm really excited to hear this answer.
I'm curious to hear whether you've gotten this answer before, because it's when you ask a question like that, it's not necessarily one that you would say like, this is my favorite movie of all time, right?
That's why I asked it.
But when I was thinking about this recently, it was a movie that I've come back to for probably the 7th or 8th time. I was probably 19 or 20 years old the first time I saw The Truman Show. And for whatever reason, I was just in the headspace of like, it freaked me out, but in all the right ways. Like in all the right ways of realizing like, that's one of those films that seems insane. It feels crazy. And then at the same time, you're like, this is very real.
It's
right?
happening.
We can put ourselves in these situations, and we can put others in those situations where we're sort of encouraging this life that is almost half real. Right. And there was something about that film. First of all, I think Jim Carrey's just
it's one of his best
talented.
Performances. Yes, 100%. It's so sincere.
Yes,
right?
I think he's best when he's in that sort of role. Of course, we all think of him with, Ace Ventura and these insane roles that in their own realm, like they're great. But for him, when he plays this sort of role, or when he played Andy Kaufman, I just think he's so phenomenally talented.
Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Oh, gosh, so good, so good. Which weirdly, I had not seen in years and kind of came back to it about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But anyway, Truman Show was that for me. It was one of those that I walked away from it. Probably the second time I saw it, I was like, we got to do everything we can not to make this a reality.
Yeah,
so.
You know what? It's so funny that you bring that up, because Truman Show is, and I like how you said like you wanted to know if anybody else has brought it up.
Yeah.
No one has.
All right.
And it's crazy because I'm just now realizing that that's a movie that changed my brain chemistry too.
Okay, good.
Because I only watched that movie for the first time. I want to say it was 2018 or something like that. It was my first time seeing it.
Yeah.
Never experienced like a movie like that.
Yeah.
And for that to come out, what year was that? Like 2000?
Let's see. I think it was probably 2000.
I want to say like 04 maybe. I'm not sure.
Actually, I think it was before that. I think it might have been before the year 2000. I think it was late 90s, probably 98, 99.
98. So
all right, I was close.
So that's for something like that to come out at that time. Like, I can only imagine. Again, I was only 6, so I probably wouldn't be able to conceptualize all that.
Yep.
But just watching it in 2018, I don't know how old I was. I was in my 20s, but I was just like, something like this could be made, right?
Yeah.
And like, again, it's Jim Carrey's performance.
Yeah.
It's the surrealist but still somewhat realistic nature of the whole thing, especially watching it in an age where the internet and everyone's live streaming and things of that sort.
Yeah.
But I wanna bring this up to you. It's like the Truman Show has always been a attachment to my life since I saw it. Right.
Okay.
So before I started getting into like talking about movies and this podcast and everything, I worked in advertising, right? And I'm a huge Lil Dicky fan.
Yep.
Who also worked in advertising, right? And so I'm at the stage now where I'm talking about movies and I'm starting to get a lot of traction with it.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to get the questions of, would you like to leave or would you like to stay? Or like, when are you going to leave? Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah.
So for 2 years, I'm grappling with this big question of, do I go after what I want, or do I get the comfortable life? Like, stick to what I know, right? Do I get on the boat and go through the door, or do I stay in this like life that's already been built out?
I love this
really
metaphor.
well for me,
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is when I discovered this song from Lil Dicky, who literally went through the same exact scenario that I'm going through right now.
Right.
And he has this song called Truman.
Yeah.
And the song, he uses the Truman Show as a metaphor for when he was working in advertising.
Oh, I got to hear this. I don't know this song.
Oh, it's an incredible song.
Okay.
And so like the way he uses the Truman Show as a metaphor of like, I got to get on this boat or I'm going to walk through it and I don't know what's on the other side.
Oh, man.
And towards at the end of the song, he goes into this 7-minute like outro monologue where he's all like, like if this album doesn't pan out, I think I'm legit gonna have a nervous breakdown. Like I think I'm ready to like go through the wall. Man. I'm at that moment right now.
We all know that feeling, right?
It's that feeling.
And now he's a podcaster.
And
now,
if
you saw this full circle. So
you want to know a fun fact? He married my coworker when I was working in advertising.
Okay.
So the woman that he just married, I worked with her.
Yep.
So that was it's such a weird connected.
For just a brief moment, I confused him with his co-host. Benny Blanco.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think he's married to
Kristen.
Selena Gomez.
Oh
Right?
yeah, he's married.
Yeah,
Well, Benny's married to
Yes.
Selena. He's
So,
married to Kristen.
Yes.
And so I watched their podcast and I listened to it. And I'm just kind of like, man, like we need to get together and like
It's fun.
I need
You
to.
should.
You
There
know,
should
we
be
were
a
both
collab.
copywriters and everything. So like I just find it. So whenever I watch the Truman Show now, I have a deep connection to that movie
I
for
love
like
this.
so many different reasons. And
Yeah.
that's why I asked the question. Right? It's like.
Yeah.
For a movie to change your brain chemistry, it doesn't again have to be your favorite movie,
Right.
But it's a movie that almost creates a new way for you to operate in life, or
Right.
the circumstances of your life kind of affects the way you see the movie.
Yeah.
Right. So one interview I said earlier, there's a couple movies that changed mine.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 2 is probably the biggest one. And that's what I say this on the pod all the time, but it's one of those movies where like I actually learned what responsibility meant,
Yeah.
what it meant to be someone who had to sacrifice what you wanted to do in order
Yep.
to do the right thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that gave me the tools
I love
to
that.
do that. Right. Another one, Her. All-time
Yes.
favorite movie.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that movie.
Yes.
Also one of those movies that's like I think we're in it now.
Yes. Yeah. No. You definitely walk out of that one sort of freaked out. But
Just
you're like, we
like-
got to stop and think about this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You walk out of that one and there's a news article about someone who fell in love
Right.
with their thing, and you're just like, oh, that wasn't fantasy or fiction. That was
Right.
That was real. That was a prediction.
Right.
Shawshank Redemption is also one of those
course.
things. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Of course, your cast there. You could watch that cast act out anything, and it's just
Tim Robbins deserved an
yeah.
Oscar nomination for that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good question actually, since we're
Yeah.
in the throes of Oscar weekend. What's an Oscar performance that wasn't nominated that still kind of like haunts you personally?
Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna have a good answer for this one. Because to be honest with you, I love films.
Yeah.
For whatever weird reason, I don't pay a tremendous amount of attention
Okay.
to the award shows.
Yeah.
But most of the time when people are talking about their favorite films of the year, and this is not because I'm some movie freak or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this, I just ended up being drawn to movies that for whatever reason are usually not nominated
I
for
like
stuff.
that. No,
So,
I like
yeah.
that. Like honestly, and I feel like that's what the Oscars are trying to do now.
Yeah.
Like you
Yes.
heard about the YouTube deal
Yeah.
and trying to put it in the eyes of like
Yeah.
a more younger demographic. People
Yeah.
who normally wouldn't watch it can watch it now. But then also, I want to say this was 2009, 2010,
Yeah.
where they expanded it from 5 to 10 nominations.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Because before, when it was 5, obviously, and to be honest, I think that it should still be 5. It makes it
Yeah.
more of a competition versus like there's a bunch of them that are just happy to be there.
Yeah.
But that expansion was because, you know, you have to get the popular movies in there, like the Inceptions and the Avatars,
Yeah.
and Mad Max Fury Road and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
And that's great. But at the same time, you know, I still think there's an air of like, you know, the average moviegoer not really caring or hearing about
Yeah.
the movies that are nominated.
Yeah.
I feel like it's moving in the right direction now, especially with things like One Battle After Another, like Sinners, Everything Everywhere All at Once being a Best Picture
Oh my
winner.
god, that was
It's
so
like-
good.
That
Yeah,
was great.
that was
Like,
that was a surprise nomination because it was just such a weird movie.
Yeah.
But you know, the one that I'm pulling for this year, I actually will be paying close attention.
Okay.
I'm from the state of Alabama.
Oh.
And in the documentary category, there's a film called The Alabama Solution.
Okay.
That is about, you know, the prison system in
Oh, yeah.
Alabama and just how insane and corrupt and cruel
Okay.
and inhumane it is in many ways. And you know, that's not unique to Alabama, but of course Alabama has a reputation for not exactly funding, you know,
course,
things
yeah.
that they need to. But I don't know, you probably haven't seen it yet,
I haven't
but
seen it yet.
it's a disturbing but moving and powerful film, and I actually think a film that has hopefully the chance to make some impact, because you've got a lot of politicians and others that have just continued to ignore it, or rather, even if not ignore it, sort of like push things under the rug.
Yeah.
And to have these brave individuals and those in prison, as they would sneak cell phones in that are actually just being sold to them by guards there.
Right.
And to be able to tell their stories and show what they're dealing with. And this is happening everywhere. They started hearing from people in Mississippi and Florida and all over the country. But it's an important issue that we really need to come to terms with, and treating prisoners as humans.
Okay,
because they
I need to check this doc out. Like,
Yeah.
like docs, like I believe can have like some of the most power when it comes to enacting actual change.
Yes.
We were talking to the good folks at the AI doc, How I Became an Apocalyptimist.
Yes.
And that's one of those movies that I do feel like is going to incite some change. Hopefully,
sure.
if you go see it here at South by when it hits the theaters.
Yeah.
But it was very informative for me because, you know, I don't know if you've seen the film yet. But,
I actually haven't, no.
It's a film that deals with this the director who is having a child.
Okay.
And so he's like very nervous about like AI and like what world is the child going to be born into? Should I have
Yeah.
a child right now? Is it responsible skeptical of me. And so he talks to a lot of like AI experts, as well as like a lot of people who are heads of AI companies, and just asking them straight out, like, is AI going to be the end of everything?
Yeah.
And he gets two separate. He gets a camp that's like very like gung ho for it, and he gets a camp that's very anti for it.
Oh, that's super interesting.
I like, you know, AI for me has always been this abstract concept. I understand it on such a small level, but the movie does lay out like, this is AI, this is what it does, this is what it can do, and these are the results of what could happen.
Yeah.
And I was happy watching that it didn't just throw those statements out. It actually gave some answers as to how we can combat it in a way while still living with it. Because at this point, AI's here, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we can't just completely shun it away because we're going to get left behind if that's the case.
Yeah.
So there was some really interesting solutions on how to coexist with it and not and like have some agency over it, right?
Yeah.
So that was like really cool. So like,
that's cool.
That and Super Size Me also changes.
There was one that I don't know that it changed any lives, but I thought it was so sweet and just charming as a documentary was Secret Mall Apartment. Did you see it?
No. Oh, I heard about this one. That was on Netflix, right?
I think it was. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, but I'm not 100% positive. But it was about this group of artists in Providence, Rhode Island, that I think they're in Providence, and they would sort of occupy these abandoned warehouse spaces throughout and throw parties and do installations and things. And the city came in and basically was like, we're going to renovate these and turn them into offices or apartments or something. So they were sort of booted out from this. Meanwhile, down the street, this mega mall is being built. And somehow these guys discovered that there was this little pocket of space within there that was actually not finished and not part of the mall.
Wow.
And so these guys moved in to occupy that space and built out a fully furnished and finished apartment and lived in it, I think, for like 4 years before they were discovered. It's really about so much more than that. It's about these like really just interesting and unique artists that were doing all sorts of interesting stuff, but that's sort of the vehicle to tell their story. It was just such a weird and fun film.
I'm gonna have to check that out. That does sound really fun.
Yeah.
To go back to like the question that I asked, because I do want to like, I do love this conversation of actors or just nominees that should have been nominated, and like that just haunts me to this day.
Yeah, tell me who would be for you.
Toni Collette in Hereditary.
Okay, yeah.
The fact, like, I think she should have won that nomination, let alone be nominated, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's one of those ones that like makes me wake up at night.
Yeah.
And go, because the work that she puts in, she's like big but not too big. She's subtle, but like it's like not something that you can't see. And then she's scary. She's very vulnerable. Like she gives, in my opinion, like a perfect performance, a pitch perfect performance that I can't imagine anybody else doing. Another one.
I think a nod from Juju is pretty important. So, you know, I think pretty soon you're going to be neck and neck with the value of an Oscar. So I like that.
That's if they do like the best podcast category at the Oscars, right? Honestly, could I say this? Like, before you do a best podcast category, we got to get best voice actor in there.
Yes.
We got to do that. Like, I don't know why it's taking us so long to do and again, that could go right into the question of like nominations that should have. Robin Williams. In Aladdin.
I was gonna say,
classic. I started thinking about this, especially the voice actor category, with again, my favorite movie of all time, Her, with Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
I think her voice is just it's that good that it deserves to be recognized in some way, an Oscar nomination or something, because at times I forgot that she wasn't on screen. Like to have someone feel your presence is just as powerful as actually having presence, right?
Yeah.
So these are just things that like literally I'll be up in my bed looking at the ceiling and just going, I wonder why they're still not doing this. Like also, I think I should point this out, and I'm really glad this has been a Finding Nemo type of day because someone brought up Finding Nemo, and I feel like we don't bring it up enough.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't brought it up in years, so that's good.
So this is a mandate that I need us to do. Please talk about Finding Nemo with your friends. It's a great movie. It's one of the best of all time.
It's a great movie.
Albert Brooks as Marlin in that movie is one of the best vocal performances that is.
I had forgotten about that. That's pretty fantastic.
It's so great. And I remember, and this, I know I'm going all over the place, but I remember watching, it was a show on Showtime, Weeds.
Yeah.
And it was, I can't remember the young character. I think his name is not Andy. It was the youngest character of it. And then Albert Brooks appeared as like the grandfather.
Yeah.
the young kid played Nemo in Finding Nemo, and
Okay.
Albert Brooks was Marlin. So they had
you
scenes
go.
where I was like,
I loved that show.
It's so
I thought
good.
it's been years since I've seen it, but
I was fighting it a little bit when my
Yeah.
my ex used to love it, and
Yeah.
so she actually watched it, and I was like, okay, like fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like midway through season 1, I was so locked in.
yep, you're walking around with the theme song stuck in your head.
Yes.
Little boxes. Yeah,
Little
it's
houses
pretty great.
made full of ticky-tacky.
You got it. So you were talking about Scarlett Johansson before, which makes me think of sort of another category is I love it when actors at that level, those that can command,
Yes.
20 million plus a film or something like that, decide to take on roles that you wouldn't expect,
Yeah.
right? I think is a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Of course, we think about characters that end up in Wes Anderson films, but even those aside for a second, think about the role she played in also another one of my favorite films, which was Jojo Rabbit.
That was
so
the first
good,
thing I
right?
thought about when you talked about different.
And I know she wasn't. She was in maybe a third of the film or something like that. But I love that she sort of accepted that role of not being the central character. And those kids in that film were just phenomenal.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And like fun fact, she was nominated twice for an Oscar that year. She was also nominated for A Marriage Story as well as Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, that was the same year.
Same year.
Okay.
And so she was
two
nominated
very
for
different films.
Yeah, it was Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress, respectively. And I like what you're saying about the the amount of time she's in the movie. If you have such a aura in your performance and it hangs over the rest of the film, because when you eventually, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Jojo Rabbit, it's been quite a few years now, but when what happens to her, it is such a gut punch, not just to Jojo but to the audience, and the way Taika Waititi handles that is just so
good,
so well done, and it only pays off because she was that good in that role. But I think Scarlett Johansson, I think it's something very underrated about Scarlett Johansson is that she is one of those movie stars that can like fill seats in a theater, right? And we don't talk about her doing that enough. We just, at the end of the year, like we look at who's the highest paid actors and stuff like that. It's been Scarlett Johansson over the last few rings. She always brings it, and she could do a Jurassic Park movie. She could do a Jojo Rabbit. She could do a Marriage Story. Like she can literally do anything. And she just had her directorial debut last year with Eleanor. So Eleanor, very mixed for me, but it's the fact that she is who she is, and she still has the talent to do all these different types of things.
She's fantastic. I got one for you. I don't know if you saw this last year. The Ballad of Wallace Island.
I did see that.
Did you watch it?
I did see that.
What did you think about it? Did you like it?
I loved it.
I loved it. I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
I love finding films where you're just like, you know what? I've heard some good things about it, but like, don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
I do this with Broadway shows as well. Sometimes we just go and it's like, I tune it all out and then go see it. But I just thought it was so charming and so weird and so delightful. And this character that, if you had to spend more than 20 minutes with him, you'd want to choke the guy.
Yeah.
But like by the end of the film, I was just like, loved this guy, right?
When he's listening to the performance.
Right? That's his,
when he's listening to the performance, like you literally see the heart in that character. And you feel bad for him. And like he has a sense of being that's very like, he's trying to hold on to any sense of whimsy and optimism because he's hurt so much.
Yeah.
And so like that movie you ever watch Sing Street?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But Sing Street has this phrase that I liked when they're describing the music of The Cure.
Yes.
And he calls it happy sad. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
a good-
the
that's a
ballad
good way to put it, yeah.
And the Ballad of Wallace Island is happy sad. It's that somber optimism that like, again, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you're so annoying, dude.
Yeah.
But like when you actually get to know, he's like, I don't want to say he's like Mater, but it's like,
yeah.
oh, you're annoying, but like you're endearingly annoying, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I really like that. But Sing Street, this is gonna be the last because we could talk all day about this thing. We'll be locked in this room for hours. But Sing Street is one of my favorite movies, and it came out in I want to say 2016.
Okay.
And that's another movie that I think should have been nominated, but it wasn't pushed like hard by the studio.
I've never seen it.
Oh, so it's about this kid who goes to this new Catholic school. He's in Ireland, or I think it's Scotland or Ireland. It's one of the two. But sorry for the Irish and Scottish people listening. But he basically goes to Catholic school. He's a new kid there. He meets only one guy, and he sees this like super beautiful girl smoking a cigarette across the street of the school. He walks up to her, and just on a whim, he just says, I'm in a band to sound cool.
Yeah.
And she
That's a pretty good impression, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Don't encourage him, right?
Don't. He's gonna bring that back.
Yeah.
I will.
He's gonna.
I'll say that is not as bad as the ones that we've had.
My British accent is pretty terrible.
Is it pretty bad?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But like my Scottish or
You gotta
Irish,
admit
whatever.
that wasn't terrible.
If he 2 or 3 words and then get out.
Yep.
That's the way to do most impressions.
I'm gonna bond. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
I love that.
But so he tells her she's in a band. He's in a band, and she's immediately just going, "Oh, you're in a band? Okay,
Yeah.
like maybe I'll go to your music video."
Yeah.
And he leaves and immediately tells his new friend, "We have to make a band." So they end up making a whole band.
Oh, I love this.
In order to impress this girl, but
Okay.
he falls in love with the music in the process.
Got it.
And he basically uses her as his muse to fuel his love for this music.
I'm gonna see this. You have my word. Within the next week, I'm gonna watch this.
It's really great. A
I love
movie
it.
from the same director actually is here at South by Southwest. It's Power Ballad with oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? I'm thinking Jonathan, but he gave that name to Thor's Hammer. Paul Rudd. As Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
And same director, not as good in my opinion.
Oh, I've heard they were here. Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
here and so Sing Street, it's incredible. It's on Netflix right now.
Are they making us stop talking about movies?
Yes, I think so.
Have they been cut?
I think
I only got 13 more to mention.
No, I got a lot more to mention.
Hey,
but
this is great though. I know this is your show, but just want to say for a second, I love what you're doing. I love the optimism. I love the spirit that you bring to all of this. It's no surprise to us that your audience keeps growing. We're thrilled to be partners with you. It's going to be fun to watch.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for coming through, man.
It's a lot of fun.
And as always, guys, can I be your movie guy?